What's up, my dudes? Streaming on a Sunday? I don't really stream on a Sunday. This is a first, I think. I don't think I've streamed on a Sunday before. Well, better get used to it, because I think I'll be streaming quite a few Sundays going forward. It's a usual raid day. That's why I'm streaming on a Sunday. We usually raid on live on Sunday, Monday, Thursday usually, but this week it was just cut down to Sunday, Monday. I usually don't stream on Sundays because I'm usually knackered on a Sunday, but I'm getting prepped. I'm getting prepped for next season because there'll definitely be Sunday streams when we're raiding in Undermine. Liberation of the Undermine? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Oh, so what's the plan for today? Well, raiding. Yeah, it's going to be a raid day, basically. We're going to go through the whole of Nerub'ar Palace. Gonna down a few bosses, get some loot, but not really me. I don't need any loot. This character is maxed out the wazoo. Like there's nothing I can get that can make this character better. To be honest. Long-time DK player, thinking of switching to Monk. The one issue I didn't like is having to tag every mop in Mythics. Is that still a key thing for them? No, the liver kick. That's no longer a thing in Season 2. I imagine you're referring to Mark of the Crane, so where you would like tab target, hit things to get your spinning crane kick to 5 stacks. They've completely removed that for Season 2, so if that was the thing holding you back, hop right in. Because it's no longer a thing. Your spinning crane kick will do a fixed amount of damage, no matter what. Stacking is no longer a thing, so tab targeting is a thing of the past. Yeah. Welcome to Windwalker. Better start making that ult. We haven't got long left, have we? Like a week and a half? A week and a little bit more if you're in an EU like I am. Oh man, I just think it's just funny. I was having a look at this before I started stream, actually, just my stats and stuff, and how skewed our stats are on Windwalker when you're at max eye level. Like, it's all haste, isn't it? Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, because you can't look at percentages, right? When you look at percentages, they're not, like, really that accurate. Like, so obviously my mastery is a higher percentage than haste. You gotta look at the actual raw figure. And my haste is so high. Like 18,000 haste. Oh my god. Well, it's going to be a bit different in Season 2. Season 2 is a haste mastery tier, mastery haste tier, depending on what hero talent you go, really. It'll be either or. But crit and verse are no longer. Blizzard truly did get rid of it. Why is my character not looking at the camera? Turn around. Turn around. There we are. Better. Yeah, so the plan for today is raiding. Yes, I've said that already. So I will be in for the first 4 bosses. Then I will not be in for Kaiveza and Overnact. What we're trying to do at the moment is getting players like secondary ults and stuff on particular bosses so that everybody can go into the next tier as max eye level as possible. And then I'll be in for Silken Court and Ansarek. And then following that, depending on how fast we down the raid, there'll be a little bit of Demon Hunter action. I've been working on my Demon Hunter, guys. If you watched me play Demon Hunter before, you're probably quaking in your boots. You're probably like, oh my god, no, not this again. It's not as bad as it looks. I'm 363 now? Is that... Yeah, that sounds about right. I've got good gear. I've actually been practicing, so it's not going to be a complete horror. But that'll be at the end of the stream, the last half of it for a little bit. At the end, during the downtime of, like, when I'm not in for 2 bosses, I'm probably just going to go onto the PTR and just run through stuff. So if you have any, like, full-on questions or anything you have, like, you're scratching your head about for Season 2, I'll stick on the PTR. Maybe hit some target dummies and talk through anything you want, talents and that thing. You can still ask me questions now whilst we're running through the dungeon, but that's probably the best time to do it. So I'll actually be on the PTR so I can run over talents and everything like that. Alright, get me out of this this little screen here. So, what are we running today? Mostly Conduit the Celestial, to be honest. I like had a relook at some of the bosses, and off stream, I did try Conduit the Celestial on Overnact last Sunday. I was like, I'll give it a go, because I didn't want to do it on the initial Thursday I think Thursday. I did it on my other monk basically, and I didn't want to do it. And then I was like, oh, I'll do it. I'll test it. I'll see if it works. It is horrible. It feels horrendous. Your cooldowns just don't really line up that well. You really suffer on Conduit for Overnact. Unless maybe you get like 5 PIs or something, I would never recommend it. But I am going to go Conduit on Olgrax, Bloodbound Horror, Sikrin, Rashanan, and I'm going to go on Silken. So, oh no, Rashanan I'm not. That's a lie. Rashanan, I think I'm actually going, yeah, Shadowpan. So Shadowpan for Ansarek and Rashanan, and then the rest are all Conduit. So that should be fun. And I'll try talk through everything that I do, pretty much, go through everything. I will be try-harding a little bit tonight, so I want to get some better passes. I haven't gone far enough to ask for PI, but I was considering it. I was considering it, but yeah, any build that I'm going, I recommend on these bosses at this point. Like, Conduit is actually a viable build on all these bosses. It's not just me just moving around and stuff. I wouldn't go the build if I didn't think, oh my god, am I dead? I wouldn't go the build if I didn't think it was actually viable. Which is probably why I didn't stream Overnex Conduit. Biggest changes for playstyle going into 11.1? Honestly, it's probably going to be Conduit the Celestials. Because more than likely you probably didn't play with that hero talent, and if you did, it's getting like kind of like a revamp. It's getting like a quality of life bush sort of thing, you know? Like, it's getting all the bells and whistles. So the playstyle for Conduit, like before, in this season that I'm going to be doing tonight, is where you'd basically pop Conduit and pull, right? You pop Zwan, Storm, Earth and Fire, Conduit and pull, and then you just absolutely spam abilities. And then you'd be waiting up for your, like, heart stack on Strike of the Windlord, which you'd only get every time you expended 45 chi. So this would be, like, really unoften. Like, this would take easily, like, 50 to a minute into a fight before you even stack that up. If you're constantly hitting the boss, right? If there's, like, intermissions and a bit like that, then you're not. So you get a lot of less value on Conduit, like windows of burst. So what they've done is they basically completely changed how... I changed... I got the wrong hero talent on to explain this. They've changed how Heart of the Jade Serpent works, and this is probably the biggest change, right? Because Heart of the Jade Serpent is the one about the 45 stacks, right, that I was talking about. They've made it so that it's no longer a chi requirement, and it's every single time you press Strike of the Windlord. So that means every 30 seconds or odd, 30 seconds if you go Communion with the Wind, right? 40 seconds if not, but you will always run Communion of the Wind. Every 30 seconds, you'll get a massive cooldown reduction on all your big chi abilities. 75%. Yeah, 75%. The only difference is it's no longer 8 seconds, it's 6 seconds. But, I mean, it makes up for itself in the fact that you can pretty much cast this every 30 seconds or less, because Strike of the Windlord reduces the own cooldown of Strike of the Windlord, if that makes sense. So it's more like something like 25 seconds. And then you also get Fast Fist of Fury, so you constantly got this, like, cool, big cooldown windows that you get every 30 seconds, and then your massive one every minute and a half. So it plays a little bit like old Conduit, but I'd say that's the biggest change going into it, because this is going to be a viable build. Conduit is going to be a definite hero talent you take. Looking very good in raids, and to be honest, Shadowpan and Conduit are looking absolutely on par with each other for dungeons. I actually have something for this. I was meant to prep this, I was meant to get this up on my screen, but I decided to make a cup of tea instead. Priorities, right? Let me let me find what I wanted to show you, because originally what I was doing is I was showing off simulations for Windwalker from like a week ago. Here we are. Alright, so this was done by Cola, I think? Yeah, Cola on the 13th, so just 3 days ago. So the initial sims I was looking at and showing people showed that Shadowpan was going better than Conduit. But I explained then, and Cola explained that basically Conduit wasn't simming correctly. Like, there's something wrong with how the simulations were working. So what we're looking at here is just these two things down here, and it's a new comparison of the Conduit and Shadowpan in a dungeon slice simulation. And you can see the difference currently in the simulations is 6,000? Is that 6,000? Yeah, it's minute. Absolutely minute. These are going to be super competitive with each other if it stays exactly like this. Which is really exciting, because that was kind of the idea going into it anyway, that although the sims looked like they were wrong, this was how it was going to look. And now that it's actually on paper and they look close, you can actually visually see, okay, so you can actually run these in both. The difference between them, I think, is that I think Shadowpan is going to be more consistent. It's easier to play. There's not a lot of things you have to micromanage. Maybe Flurry Strikes, Wisdom of the Wall, you got to pay a little bit more attention to. But Conduit, I think, is like the... I was going to say high risk, high reward, but it's not really high risk. It's more just like high reward. But it can, like, you can easily mess it up or have, like, certain pulls in a dungeon or whatnot that just don't line up perfectly, or things just don't go your way. So I can see this one being, like, the one that... Conduit being the one that fluctuates. You'll get your highest of highs on Conduit, but I think you'll also get your lowest of lows. Whereas Shadowpan, I think, is just going to be nice and consistent. So it depends how you want to play your dungeon, really. I think is the idea behind that. But currently, they're both looking viable. So it's not like a, you have to go Conduit in dungeons, you have to go Shadowpan in dungeons. It's a, well, you might be able to go either or. Are we still desyncing wall? Yeah, that's not been changed at all. Nothing's really changed with Shadowpan, to be honest with you. Like, Shadowpan got no changes to its hero talent. The only thing that's, like, really changed for Shadowpan is that now it's looking like you'll take one's bond. Because of they've changed one's bond to basically always be a hard 30-second cooldown on the ability. So now you'll be basically pressing that every 1 minute 30 along with a 1 minute 30 trinket. Probably House of Cards, to be honest. And that'll be both hero talents. So Zorn's going from a 2 minute cooldown to 1 minute 30. So you're just basically cutting half 30 seconds off every time you use it. So that's probably one of the bigger changes for Shadowpan. The other one is that it's looking like there's a good chance you won't take Strike of the Windlord as well for that build. But then you get other abilities like Crackling Jade Lightning, right, which is looking real nice. I mean, even with Conduit, you can go options. You can go the Slicing Wind Crackling Jade Lightning build, right? It's just... and it will be viable. I personally just think it's clunky. I'm not a massive fan of it. Maybe I need to put more testing into it. But it's definitely going to be viable. I think that's the best thing at the moment, is that there's loads of different builds, and they're all, like, within margin of each other. So whatever you find to be enjoying, like, enjoyable and fun, you can actually play and not be, like, completely suffering on the meters, right? Desyncing for 2% in raid. Yeah. That's basically what's, yeah. That's what I'm about to do, actually, on this dummy. That's why I'm sass up at this dummy, because I will go... I don't know why I'm in Conduit the Celestials to desync. That doesn't make sense. Let's just... Oh, come on, I'm not in combat. Don't be like that. I am not in combat. There we are. Yeah, I was going to desync real quickly, because I'm going it on a couple of bosses, and it's fine as long as you just change hero talents, right? That doesn't matter. So you can actually, like, in a weird way, you can, like, play Conduit and have it, like, perfectly desynced, ready for when you... Why have I only got 4 stacks? I've not charged stacks that long. Okay, I guess we're just going to sit here for 5 stacks. Yeah, so it's going to be, like, the raid standard, really, for this stream, where I will hop into Discord in a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Let me check now, actually. Are people in the Discord? Oh, yep, better join the group. Lilia EP time? Huh? Oh, no. I shouldn't have requested to join group. Okay, it's fine. I'm really hoping that I'm in Olgrak's group 2 for the sucky-in. Like, the, you know, the big circles. I'm really praying I'm in group 2, because it kind of, like, falls into my entire plan. Like, on the right-hand side of my screen, you can see all my cooldowns for Olgrak's. I've over-prepped Olgrak's to try and get, like, try and go all out on this boss. Because the Strike of the Windlord windows are actually very important for Olgrak's. Because it's all single target, right, if you're going for a pass. But it all relies on me being in group 2. So we'll see if that works out. I'm not sure if we're going for a 1-2-3-4 or a 1-3-2-4. Usually it's a 1-3-2-4, but fingers crossed. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day, you know. It matters a little bit, like DPS. But yeah, basically desynced now. So that's all set up, and then I can go to Conduit the Celestial. I can switch back when I want to, and that will all be the exact same. The only things that will remove the desync are if you log out, change spec, or if you start a Mythic Plus dungeon. And it is about, like, anyone that doesn't know, it's about like a 1 to 2% DPS increase, depending on if, like, it's a single target boss or, like, ads and stuff. And no, you won't get banned for doing it. Any Windwalker you see on the passes does it. It's it's just a desync with how Wisdom of the Wall works. I've been summoned already. Oh my god, they're eager. Let me check I've got everything. I wanted to buy Augment Runes. I've got 3. Is 3 gonna be enough? I guess. Alright, off we go then. to the raid. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be raiding again next week in this. I think this might be my last raid. Or Monday. I'm raiding tomorrow, but actually I might stream tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. Potentially. I don't know. It's going to be the exact same thing. So I'm not sure. It's going to be on, like, my other monk character, so I don't know if it's really worthwhile to stream the exact same thing 2 days in a row. When it's old content, right? Obviously, when it's going to be the new raid, then that kind of fun, right? Kind of at least it's fresh. Probably won't raid, probably won't stream tomorrow in that case. And then I need to work out when I'm going to do another PTR stream, because I feel like they're closing the PTR on Tuesday, right? they should close it on Tuesday, and it should be fully closed. I feel like they have a rest period for the last week before the raid comes out. I don't think they have a final week of PTR. Oh, I think we are in it, so hopefully I get one more stream out of that. If not, though, I'll just be hunkering down, making a big old Windwalker guide video. So, you know, I'll be doing something, but probably a good thing. I don't think I'm raiding next week, because I was under the impression we were taking 1 week off before the end of the tier. So that gives me good. That's good for me as well, because it means I can actually sit down with my editing software and actually cook up a video. So I need to spend a hell of a lot of time on that. You would be seriously surprised how much time goes into a video like that. It's kind of crazy. I do not want to be a Volpera. Get this thing off of me right now. But yeah, first 4 bosses, then I'll go on the PTR, do a little bit of spiel there. Any questions PTR related, great to ask then. That'll probably be in about half an hour, right? It will only take us half an hour to kill 4 bosses. Then, depending on how quick they kill Kyvevita and Overnax, I'll be back in. Hopefully they one-shot them, so that'll just be like an easy 10-20 minutes that I'll just chat. Hopefully it's not an hour. An hour. I mean, I can blag for an hour if you like, but I think I did that on Wednesday enough. I can do it though. It is an option. And then we'll be getting to the final bosses, Silken Court and Queen. And Queen, I'm going Shadow Pan again. I do like the Conduit build on Queen, but I think the issue I have the most on Queen is that my portal placement is in such an awkward position during the fight. It's on the second platform. Anybody that's done Queen Ansarac Mythic will know that second platform is where you pretty much pop all your cooldowns during that phase as Windwalker. Like, it's perfect. It's really awkward for me. So playing Conduit, I lose a lot of value. It's better to go Shadow Pan and then pop on the third one, and then hope the fight extends for a little bit longer than it should. I don't think it's possible for me to get like a god tier pass on Ansarac just because of that portal placement. Like, all your damage, like tons of it comes from spinning crane kick on the overall Queen Ansarac kill. And then you lose tons of that by losing the entire ad set platform. Not that I'm complaining, I like doing mechanics, just that's why I'm going Shadow Pan, because it's a bit more consistent. Anyway, it looks like we are starting off, so I'm going to join Discord. So what usually happens with Discord is I have it constantly running, so you can actually hear callouts and stuff, things like that, maybe some banter back and forth. And then if anybody asks me a question or whatever, or I need to explain something, I'll just mute it, is what I usually do. Yeah, that's generally how I do it. Get all this trash back and then we'll join Discord. I don't even think Discord's set up properly on my OBS. I need to... I need to sort it out. Every single time I try to load up Discord on the OBS, it's like it doesn't recognize the input. It's really annoying. Streamer problems, I guess. Hello.
No, it's hard actually. Someone on hard.
I'll turn the music down as well. There we are. That's better. Alright, so Discord's up. Make sure that I'm not speaking out loud on Discord. Great, perfect. Alright, so what are we doing for this fight? Basically, it's Conduit the Celestial, but there's like real unique Stroke of the Windlord timings you need to like try get off. 1 minute. Not 1 minute. Is this the right one? What is this? It is, no. What am I on about? 43 seconds is the ideal one. And that might be like a weird number, right? The thing is, I'm not running Communion with the Wind. So I'm actually delaying my Strike of the Windlord. Because the only thing I'm really using Strike of the Windlord for on this boss is Heart of the Jade Serpent windows. I'm not really using it for damage otherwise. So I'm trying to hold it for that specific reason. So we don't press it until it gets to that minute. Obviously, in the opener, you press it, but we're not pressing it otherwise until 43 seconds. Then we're trying to get everything out on the boss before he goes down into his hole. Basically, we want to pop Celestial Conduit again and go crazy on him.
We still have to one-shot every boss, a challenge.
And then pop everything at the end. So that's it. Basically, how I want to try play this one. It's why this one's like so all over the place compared to like something like
Yeah, run
Bloodbound Horror, where I've got like just my damage cooldowns, or Sikrin I think's even small. Oh no, Sikrin's a little bit larger. That's alright.
I tried to fix 1-2 assignments to not be confusing. Maybe we do it a bit better now.
Have you pasted it now?
No, I forgot.
Okay.
You do it.
Don't need to know.
I'll hide my bars as
Right,
well,
you
so that you can actually see the abilities that I press.
Grab the firms.
Probably useful, right?
I hope so.
Oh, I was concerned for a minute. I didn't have enchants. Enchants, oils, I don't know what you want to call them. Weapon enhancements. We got everything. We're good. I don't think I have them on my Demon Hunter, though. I'm going to have to do some shopping before I go on that character. I promise it's not as scuffed as it sounds. We have 2 priests. Maybe I do ask for PI. Please. I haven't actually got PI whilst playing Conduit because I'm not usual PI target, so I don't actually know how like crazy you can go with PI on Conduit, but I imagine it's like insane during your haste window at the start. Like Lust, PI, Invoker's Delight on top of each other. You must be stacking... I don't even know. Like, it's such a crazy amount of haste. You must be able to like Fist of Fury and then like Rising Sun Kick straight into a Fist of Furies again. And without the Rising Sun Kick, crit proccing it. Procking it. Make sure I've actually got the right gear on. I haven't been on this character that much. I'm usually on the PCR. Or on my Demon Hunter at the moment. Like, because this character is basically maxed out. I don't play it a lot at the moment. Really. There's like no real need to. And then my other Windwalker's also maxed out. Like, has literally the exact same gear as this one. They're both ready to go. I'm just working on my side project at the moment. He is a purple mess.
Pictures don't copy over. Such.
You have to redo the pictures.
No, I just have to screenshot them again. Kind of.
What are they talking about? They're talking about raid resources. I think I should be fine for that. I had a look at all my assignments earlier. I've been changed an assignment on Antarak, I think, but that's just a
How's everyone's
web position. Yeah, good, you?
Actually,
Yeah, man.
horrible. Actually, I'm mad.
Oh.
You know, the past few days I've been reminiscing of the glory days. Crazy, crazy.
I'll turn AG up. I turned him down last time because he likes to yap, but I'll turn him up a bit. If he starts yapping too much, I'll turn him back down again, guys. Don't worry. I got you. He does like to yap, but
Benjo was grandma's.
I'll allow it. You'll know who it is when you hear him
So
go.
I had to do all the sheets, yeah.
Oh, that type of thing. Okay. Let's see. Crazy.
Yep.
And I think we're boosting in this run. I think it's just one player, though. What the hell is this?
If I see him one more time, I'm crashing out.
Why can I... This is an add-on that I have. I don't really need to see that.
Don't worry about it. Just a person.
Weird addition to that. I think this is the person we're boosting, right?
You, like,
No,
I really hope they're not someone in my guild.
Yeah, okay, but I was like...
Otherwise, I've just absolutely slammed them. One booster for this one, so we're not going to get, like, rank 1 executes or anything. But we need the money for next season. It's practically on our doorstep.
My gold pet, come on guys, relax.
I think, like, the goal is, like,
Yeah,
50
my
million
gold
for the
pet,
guild, which is kind of crazy, right? Like, so I've never raided at, like, this higher level before this season, where you needed that much gold. But it's, like, to take into account things like if someone needs a race change. Like, there's the idea that you potentially, like, some people need to go Drakthea on Brick Reverb, which I don't because I'm mobile. But like if you're a priest or something, you might have to go Drakthea. Can priests go Drakthea? I don't even know. If they can, they will.
Yeah. The gun and everything, he forced me.
Oh, at gunpoint. Oh,
Where's me Augment Rune?
Yeah. I mean, classic Benjo moment.
And then we'll hide this weak aura because this one's going to stay popped on my screen. A little bit annoying.
That was kind of fun.
Get this shit off of my screen right now. And then I got to remember that I need to press it later on. We'll What's annoying is I have this note in the top left of my corner. It goes on forever. I mean, I can hide it, but notes are kind of important. You probably didn't even notice it till I pointed it out, and now you won't be able to escape noticing it. I apologize. Oh, it's better now. I usually like make it small, but I do have to have a little bit of it on my... Where's it gone? Wait, oh, where's... Oh no, wait, where's it gone? Okay, I'm just going to leave that in the corner and hope I haven't done anything bad. The only important note for me is the one on the right-hand side of my screen. That's going to be shouting instructions to me. Storm, earth, and fire in 8 seconds. But it sounds nicer than that. It's not my voice, it's a AI lady or something. Hey, Markimoth, welcome. You're just in time. You just got the final seat in for Olgrax. Am I gonna miss this raid? I don't know. Like, overall, I don't think it's a bad raid. I don't think it's like... I feel like they kind of messed up with the difficulty of this raid, though. Like, I don't really like the theme as well. Like, if you compare it to, like, what's coming up, Liberation of the Undermine, they, like, went 11 out of 10 on how, like, cool the theme is. It's all goblin, it's all, like junkyard, there's, like, casino aesthetic and all that, and it's, like, really flavorful. And this is just, like, spiders and, like, hexagon rooms. Is this a hexagon? Well, you know what I mean. It's, like, all of the boss rooms look like the exact same thing. There's, like, I don't know. And then as well as that, I don't know, the difficulty curve was just crazy. The first 4 bosses, like, flopped over, and then for, like, a month, people were just stuck on one boss. And then, yeah, it just skyrocketed. I like more of a linear raid experience. But all first 4 bosses, like, the first 4 bosses of,
recent development in the geopolitics surrounding
Ignore him.
Ukraine, peace negotiations.
We are not, hold on, I might mute this. I am not getting political in my channel. Right, I'm muting that before someone says something I do not want on stream. Yeah, like, for instance, the 4th boss of this raid, Rashinan, is relatively easy, right, when you think about it. Compare it to the 4th mythic boss of the next tier, like, that's going to be insane. Like, absolutely crazy. There's so much going on. It's so reliant on individual play and everybody knowing what's going on. Like, I don't think people pug it for, like, months. It's really hard. But I think the bosses scale up. The first boss of the Liberation of the Undermine is, like, relatively easy. The second dinosaur one's a bit of a step up. Reverb's a little bit harder. Like, I think it's a lot more linear. Whereas this was just boss 1, 2, 3 fall down, and then Rashinan maybe took, like, a little bit longer. And then you got to oh, what's it called? Brood Twister, and even to this day I can't kill it with heroic pugs, right? Like, that's how much of an issue the egg popping is. Is like, still to this day, I find it difficult to kill with heroic pugs. So, you know what I mean? It's just like a, yeah, constant, it's like a flat line and then it jumps to 100. What will our stat prio be in 11.1? Our stat prio is going to be haste, mastery, mastery, haste, depending on which hero talent you go. With crit and burst being basically like something you don't really want on your gear at all. Yeah, so the idea I imagine is you'll have like a standard setup of haste, mastery, gear, and then like maybe one piece of gear you have in like your bag is more mastery than haste, so that you can like switch the two. But like it's not crazy different. Like haste is better for Shadowpan slightly, and then mastery is better for Conduit. So I don't think it'll be like where you have to change gems per dungeon you do. Sort of issue. Alright, I'll turn Discord on because we're about to pull. Please, God, put me in
We'll
group
do
2.
1, 3, 2, 4.
Oh, I'm in the second set. It's perfect.
Set your groups.
The stars have
3, 2,
aligned.
4 on the soaks.
Silken sucks so much. I like Silken Court. It's growing on me. I do have like over 100 pulls in it though. So, I like Silken Court. I like learning a boss. Like, I like a boss that's almost like a dance is the best way to describe it. You just learn it, and then you can do it. Well,
Invoke Siwan, the white tiger in 4.
Collect or stand in circle.
Tell you what video I fucking
Storm,
love.
earth, and fire in 4.
You know the
Celestial
obstacle
Conduit in
Concordia
7.
video?
Yeah. From internet history.
okay, that was a good opener. We like that.
Fucking hilarious.
I'm in a bad spot though, and no one's popping these.
Watch it again.
Can I get through this gap?
I have watched it about 6 times.
Alright. I was very concerned about my positioning there.
Storm, earth, and fire in 8.
Right.
Strike of the Windlord in 8.
Alright, so now we perfectly time this. So I would have been screwed there if I was group 1. That wouldn't have lined up with what I wanted it to. Although the issue is, do I get a fast fist? I do. I got 1 fast fist, so it wasn't too bad that I popped fist early.
We literally haven't played for like a week, and I feel like such a fucking boomer.
That's a vibe.
Been playing PCR.
I have, but
Oh, double stacked on
Get down,
digestive.
I just
Just
leveled
pop a little defensive and everything's gonna be alright.
2-4. I think like I might get out DPS by Dragnosis, but that's
And then we just roll, because we're Windwalker monks. We don't have to use a stupid little portal.
because I only fucking play
and
with
fire
squad
innate.
class.
And then we're gonna pop
Invoke
everything
Sealer, the
again.
White Tiger innate.
What?
Celestial Conduit innate.
Group, can't really
Strike
play
of the
Dragnosis.
Windlord innate.
Can't really
Collect
kinda
or
go
stand in circle.
Alright, we should be able to get a good amount of burst off here, but I might have been a little bit delayed on it. I didn't get it fully off. It's not gonna be a rank 1 or anything. I haven't tried it before, but I messed up my lining a little bit, so my Storm Earth and Fire wasn't off cooldown in time. A little bit annoying. It's not gonna be like end of the world, but it would have been better if I got like a full damage off. And then you still want to be popping abilities here if you're trying to go for this like Storm Earth and Fire Strike of the Windlord strat, because I want it to be at 45 stacks as soon as possible. So I'm still going to pop chi abilities. Oh, but I'm not like too focused on my damage right now. Like it doesn't matter in this phase. All I care about is getting chi abilities off, so I can get some stats. Pick up a little cheeky treat over here, and then run towards the boss. Feed him. Nom nom nom. Yeah, you enjoyed that, big fella.
Strike of the Windlord innate.
Yeah, that's not going to line up how I want it. Shut up, computer. I'm going to have to delay it a little bit.
I put down some markers. Do the gate like that.
I'm gonna try pop it before Conduit. I'm gonna play it like you would on, kind of like you would on Season 2, actually. How I'm gonna do this.
One break ready.
Invoke Seawan, the White Tiger innate. Celestial Conduit innate. Storm, Earth, and Fire innate.
Jump 3 times.
Strike of the Windlord innate.
That should be okay. I'm basically trying to get value out of Gale Force here. Not quite enhanced Shaman, but we were close, right? not quite an enhancement Shaman, but it's not bad. It's not bad, but I did mess up quite a bit there.
Well, I think you
With my
might
Strike of the
have-
Windlord
I'm gonna
timers.
stick up for you right now and tell you that I did get PI'd.
And my tank got PI'd. See, I should have asked for it, otherwise my bloody tank gets PI'd. We got 30 priests and my tank got PI. Love the raid minus Silken. Please no more red versus blue. Yeah, that's the only issue with Silken, isn't it? If you're on red side, you're never going to get a rank 1, just because you have downtime on the bosses. So if you like fully care about like passing and stuff, you are a little bit at a disadvantage. But it doesn't mean you can't orange pass or anything, or even pink. I've had orange passes on red side. It just, yeah, it's all to do with kill times at that point, I think. Like, can you kill it before the final like phase? It's usually kill times are so much faster now. Okay, do I want to? Yeah, I will pot there. I'm not losing my augments though. I don't need any loot. Let's see if I can get the log for that one. Hopefully no Windwalker shenanigans. Yeah, so not bad, right? 99, 99 eye level, so really high kill, but I think if I did perfected that better, like if I didn't mess up the Strike of the Windlords like I went over. But I think what's... Hello? Get off my screen. I think what screwed me over in that situation, not screwed me over, what saved myself was making sure that I got Gale Force off before my final Conduit, because then my Conduit like got bonus damage on top of it. So just shifting that around made a big difference. Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Olgrax. For probably a final Olgrax, I'll take a 99.99. I'll take it. I was concerned that some pesky Windwalker had buffed me as well. Because don't you hate it when like you get a good pass, you look at your meters on details, you're like, oh my god, I pumped, right? And then you go to the actual log and you're like halfway down the screen and it's like, what the hell? And it's because some Windwalker had pocket targeted you for their log. You're like, you bloody dragon. I had that last week. Hey mate, how do I get some timers on the right hand side under the quest section? So you're gonna need a few things for that. The best thing I can suggest is to go to my channel, and I do an entire UI guide, and I cover that in a like bunch of sections. I cover it in the method array tool section, the K's MRT section, and the log section. And like, it's only like, if you watch just those 3 sections, it's only like 10 minutes of time, and it goes through everything. But it's easier than me trying to explain, because I use like proper like diagrams, and I go through everything. So I really recommend that. I'm not just plugging myself. It'd just be it's hard for me to explain it all like right now whilst I'm raiding. So I really advise doing that. But if you have any issues whilst doing it, let me know. Not a cop-out, not a cop-out. But I honestly run through everything. I even like show how you copy sims from like Warcraft logs and stuff.
Full right. 1 sec, I made a mistake.
Because it's like a mix of like it's a mix of an add-on, and it's like a mix of a it's an add-on and a WeakAura working together in sync. So you might be familiar with method raid tools, but it's all the WeakAura that allows it to like speak and stuff.
Wait, no, oh shit.
Yeah, no worries, mate. It's called like, I think it's called Ultimate UI Guide or something. You'll know the one. You'll know the one.
My bad. It was correct the first
Ultimate UI Guide. I'm really good at writing my video titles. I make myself cringe. Passing on this boss is all about when you get the ad set. Good luck me. Did it say 7 steel conduit? Oh no. I'm in group 1. Okay. Not good. That's actually worse. I wanted to be the second group. We can make it work, but it's not what I wanted. The issue as well, right, is that your clones get left down in the upside down if you pop them on pull, which you might not know. Your clones do actually get left behind. So if you have Storm and Fire still running up, and then you try tab target stuff, you won't actually get Mark of the Crane stacks, which is really annoying until you put your second Storm, Earth, and Fire. That's why I really wanted to be in the second group for that. But you take what you're given. So I have a heart window coming up in 20 seconds if you look at my Strike of the Windlord. So what I want to try and do before that is try to get as much chi as possible. So I might be doing a few Tiger Palm blackout kicks just to build up some chi. In fact, I'm going to build it up even more by being super cheap with it. Just so that I can get this big window of damage. Because you don't want to have a heart window with nothing being popped. It's going to be easier to not do that in Season 2. But in Season 1, it's a nightmare to get a good heart window.
Storm, Earth, and Fire in 8.
Oh, God.
Celestial Conduit in 8.
Jump 3 times.
Invoke
Okay, this is where we pump out all our damage.
In 8.
Everything goes ham here. And we hopefully down the boss before he phases is the ideal situation. Will we? I don't know. In an ideal world, we would have, but now my damage is only going to fall off. Yeah, we don't. That's a really slow kill time, actually. For what I'm used to. Generally speaking, it's not a slow kill time, but you can see, my damage is now going to fall off because you want to basically have killed this just after your conduit window. Not too bad. But it could have been better if we've downed this before that big gore splatter's come in before, and that is perfect. But we are boosting a player, so you take that into the equation, it makes it different. But I really love if there's one boss I recommend Conduit on, it's Bloodbound Horror, because you kill it so quick now. You get no value out of Shadowpan anymore, because your second cooldowns for Shadowpan come up as that intermission finishes and the boss is dead. With Conduit, at least you get both of them off, right? So it's this is probably the most recommended one, I would say, for Conduit out of any. Olgrax maybe as well, but this one's really good. Probably the best early boss. Latter end bosses, I'd actually recommend it for Silken Court. I think Silken Court is the best end tier end of the raid bosses that work really well with Conduit now. Just because you can manipulate the ability to be during their damage amp windows really well. So it's my favorite of the last bosses to use it on. I'll get the log up in a sec. Sorry for another question. Why do you play this hero tree and not Shadowpan?
Yeah. Good question.
it's a-
So I'm gonna.
That's a good question. I would recommend Shadowpan if you are raiding and like you're progressing and stuff, right? Let's say you're progressing in this raid. I'd say play Shadowpan. It's consistent. You've probably been playing it for months now. I'm playing this one because I'm a little bit bored of Shadowpan at this point. Like I've been playing it for months, and now we're just farming these raid bosses, right? And two, because we're so far in the tier, we've got big damage amps and everything. Bosses die a lot quicker, so Conduit's actually viable on a lot of these bosses now. There's like a couple I would never run it on, but because the kill times are so like quick compared to what they used to be, everybody does so much damage. They're viable builds. Like if you go look at Warcraft logs, like a few of these bosses have a rank 1 Conduit. And if you go look at heroic logs, I guarantee that pretty much every boss is like a rank 1 Conduit, right? I haven't looked at heroic logs in a while, but the kill times are so quick there that I imagine you get... It's just because it's so bursty. The burst is so high. But the longer the fight is, the burst falls off. So that's why the quick kill times are better. But if you're progressing Shadowpan, it's just more consistent, so you can actually learn on the mechanics and stuff. I'd say Conduit's a little bit harder as well. But yeah, primarily just because I'm just a little bit sick of Shadowpan. But it is good. It's not like I'm trolling. I wouldn't run it on a boss that I didn't think I'd actually do well on. Like, yeah, so 98 for that one, 95. So you can see, like, this is super viable. Could have been better. I think if I was in that second ad group, that would have been so much better for me. But I got a little bit screwed by that. But we allow it. It's what happens. It's what happens. But, oh, man, if I got in that second ad set, it just would have lined up, like, mwah, chef's kiss. Which is funny, because you'd think the first ad set would be better when you have haste and everything and lust. But in my opinion, it's just not. Because you get screwed over by losing your Storm, Earth, and Fire clones. And you don't have them for like at least 3 seconds at the start of when the ads are up. And by that point, they're already on half health because all the warriors have spun on them like for 3 seconds. Your demon hunters have like eye-beamed the entire lot. You get a little bit screwed. Plus, you don't have a heart window. Like, you can actually line up your one Strike of the Windlord heart window on that boss with the ads. I will play Shadowpan, though. I'm playing Shadowpan on Antarak and Rashanan. I do like playing I do like playing Conduit on Rashanan. And I think it's actually better, personally. But I haven't played Shadowpan on Rashanan for weeks, so I just wanted to play the consistent build and see what it's like. Anyway, let me unmute Discord. Let's see what people are talking about again. Hopefully not the geopolitical situation of Ukraine, because that is not what we want to be hearing about. We talk about WoW here. We're not talking about politics. Leave the politics outside, please.
So yeah, that's the schedule.
Oh, I completely missed the schedule. Oh no! He was talking about probably the schedule of our raiding and stuff, and I've just completely missed it. Maybe I shouldn't mute Discord anymore.
I was playing some Dark and Darker, and the person I was playing with, he got...
Sikren, Conduit again, but single target talents, obviously, because it's a single target boss. Sikren's the one I find hardest to get a good log with on Conduit. I think it's completely down to kill time, and if people die at all, and you're a little bit slower, you suffer so much here. I'd say Shadowpan's better for Sikren. I just love Conduit, and I'm also getting ready for like Season 2, right, while we're playing Conduit a lot, so it's good to get in like the rhythm of it, even though like it changes a bit. It's always good to get into the rhythm of her new hero talent. Especially one that you've probably never even touched. Which I guarantee a lot of Windwalkers haven't. Thank you for subscribing, Yeet Tech and more. I appreciate it. Hopefully the video helped. Because this is honestly really OP. I recommend anybody use this, no matter what like level you raid at.
Done the Mythic Plus screen.
It's so good. The timers that talk out to you, like you do have to like make them yourself, like kind of. I advise always like if you copy one, always like set it up for like your own personal like timers and stuff. Like,
but basically,
Because obviously, like in a fight, right, you can copy someone else's timers, but then the issue is they're not playing the exact same fight as you, right? Things will be different. So always like adapt them and change the timers to how you feel the fight's going for you when you think like a cooldown might be better for your situation, because you're not that other player, right? Your raid comp's different, your kill times are different, but it's always a good baseline. So all of these, like, I genuinely like edit and stuff. Low-key, I spent an hour making all of these earlier.
To be honest.
Because they change week in, week out. Honestly, they do. Maybe in like slight tweaks and stuff, but they do.
And fire in 5.
Basically, that's the best way to
Celestial
do it.
Conduit in 7. Invoke Searing.
that's it.
The white
Don't get the
tiger
first
in
mechanic.
4.
I'll scream.
Collect
Don't
or
you dare
stand
get the
in
first
circle.
mechanic. I'll scream. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. During my conduit. I'm not a happy rabbit. I'm not a rabbit in general, but you know what I mean. That's so annoying. You never want to be the first. Oh, during the conduit burst. That is so nasty. And that's what I mean by Cicrin's the hard one to log on. You can go this entire fight without getting a single mechanic, and that's probably what like the rank, like proper rank 1 logs get. Like, so obviously, generally like logs are like manipulated on how many mechanics you actually
Storm,
get,
Earth, and fire in 8.
which makes sense, right?
Strike of the Windlord in 8.
We get a bit of value there, so that's like my 1 strike of the window heart window, but we also had good chi for that, and we got an entire Fist of Fury off. So I'm very happy with that window.
Careful, there's one old clone there.
Oh, don't pop the clone. I was doing heroic on my demon hunter on this boss the other day, and I completely forgot that this boss knocks you back if you stand next to it. So I popped Netherwalk thinking I was like super big brain, and I could like basically avoid the damage and keep damaging it, and it knocked me off the map, and I was just like, what
Celestial
have I done?
Conduit in 8.
Collect or stand
Oh,
in circle.
I hope I'm not the only person that does that.
And fire in 8.
It's because like you move that every time that in my mind, to me it was just a damage at that
Get
point.
out of the way ranged if you don't get it. So that must have been a AC 130. Death from above type of assassination.
So now you'll see my damage is high at the moment because I'm not going to get another conduit off. I'm just going to fall down these meters, and it's the one downside of conduit on this boss, and why I probably think Shadow Plan's better. Because I'm just going to go down and down because I'm not going to get any more burst. My big damage is over.
Thought somebody else.
So hopefully an Windwalker like buffed me, and that way they're going to suffer as well. And I'll teach those dirty dragons to buff me.
I wanna know when I get in.
I might get one more heart window actually, but it's not the same. Yeah, I'll get one more heart. Okay, no, I'm not going to get a heart window. Of course not, because I get the mechanic. Oh, Cicrin, you absolute... I dropped so hard. And that's what happens when you get awkward mechanics, I guess. It's a good rep. Oh, I don't even want to look at the log for that one.
No, it's a fucking.
I do
GG.
not want to look at the log for that one.
Oh man, come on, man.
Mechanic at the start of the boss, and then mechanic at the at the end when I had my final bit of burst damage.
Maybe he'll give me
Ain't no way. Rationam, we do have a note for that one.
Male wrists, but
Do. Where is it? I think it's pretty simple. Yeah, it's literally just my Storm, Earth, and Fire and Zwan cooldowns. That's how simplistic this is. That's how
This
like
guy's got
simplistic
better
Shadow
gear
Pan
than
is, right?
Freezer.
These are the
He's
only
got
things I
better
feel like I have to
classes.
track for this boss. 2 abilities. Where I get a funny feeling for next tier when we're on Styx Bunk Junk or whatever he's called. I'm going to be having like about 100 defensive timers on that list. Every single defensive is going to have a specific time.
It's a virus, bro.
Virus, man. Like,
The damage in that fight is kind of crazy.
My keyboard started speaking, I was like, what is this?
That's a keylogger.
No, that's not dumb, James. Yeah, no, that makes sense. A heart window is some... Ooh. Here, I'll mute Discord, so it's just my voice you can hear. Isn't that nice? Basically, a heart window, when I refer to a heart window, it's something I can't show it whilst I'm in Shadow Pan, but it's basically something that only Conduit the Celestial has. It's Conduit the Celestial get buffed by like these augment Celestials, right? That's the flavor of it. And one of them is called Heart of the Jade Serpent. And how that's going to... I'm going to explain it for Season 2 because there's no real point explaining it for Season 1 because it's going to be irrelevant in a week. In Season 2, though, you proc that every time you cast Strike of the Windlord. And what a Heart window does is it gives you, like, super cooldown on your Strike of the Windlord, your Rising Sun Kick, your Fist of Fury, your Slicing Winds, which is a new ability coming in Season 2. And so basically you get this massive cooldown window every time you proc Conduit, and every time you proc Strike of the Windlord. Conduit because Conduit procs all of your Celestial Augments. So whenever I refer to Heart window, I'm talking about my like big cooldown window that I get. So on live, if this Storm, Earth, and Fire ever glows, that's when I have a Heart window ready to go, because it all links to Strike of the Windlord. But it's going to be a lot more reliable in Season 2, which is why Conduit's going to be so much better. But that's basically what a Heart window is. And it makes like your Fist of Fury cast really fast as well. You get like 1 second Fist of Furies. It's kind of crazy. They do full damage, of course. They don't do like less damage.
Let's all look out on God.
Oh my god, it's popping off on Discord. AJ said something, I know it.
Honestly, respect.
Hey, mate, bro.
Please be jump.
Collect or stand
Ah,
in
that's good
circle.
actually, I don't mind that one.
Invoke Siren, the white tiger in 3.
I'm going to be so glad when this trinket's gone. And the good news is, guys, that we're not having a horrible gimmicky trinket next season. Next season, the trinket is going to probably be House of Cards, which is just a... It works pretty much like Skardin's, right? Where you press it and you get Mastery. Thank the Lord. I'm like so tired of...
Storm,
Where are all the ads?
and
All the
fire
ads are
in
dead.
8.
Start.
I love Warriors.
Iron.
Make sure you place a gate.
Oh yeah, where the gate's at? I need to make my escape.
I would AMS on this coming spray, please.
Alright, we got a gate. Off I go then. Yep, run through all the pools like a good player would.
Rescues.
I'm trying to save my Chi-Ji stacks when the ads come up.
Yeah, the ads,
Obviously, I
it's
don't
fine.
want them to fall off,
Storm,
so I am going to have to
and
pop it
fire in
early.
8.
But ideally, I would have been able to hold it. You get like a bonus proc or something.
Help them.
Yeah, see where those ads go. Like, you cannot compete with like Warriors and stuff on those. Like, I try to set up perfectly and everything. Those ads
Coming
just
out.
disappeared.
Everyone, if you're careful.
This is gonna
fire
hurt.
backwards. Walk backwards, walk backwards, walk backwards. Yeah, which is skills. Well done, well done.
The buyer got that. So whoever the person we're boosting basically got the strands, which is what you do not want.
Nowhere. Run.
Oh, it's gonna hurt. Ah, I'm so greedy. I'm gonna vivify actually.
Collect or stand in circle.
Invoke Siren, the white tiger in 8. Storm, Earth, and fire in 8.
Speed right now.
I am actually very close to death here. I used all my healing for that
Strands go left.
mess up. Luckily, I didn't get strands again because I had no defensive for that. That would have been probably the end game of me. I don't want strands here either. Actually, I'll be honest.
Right, everyone else stand on me.
Okay,
Oh,
Oh,
again.
I got it again. Go backward, go backward.
I'm gonna stand in the bad
Storm,
stuff and
Earth,
pray.
and fire in 8.
I actually survived that alright. Because I went forward. Everybody else went backwards. I was like, nope, I am not. This is going to be such a scuffed kill.
You do have time spiral.
We all need to be in this, otherwise we're just gonna get pulled.
I'm going to put a Transcendence down in case we get pulled.
Yeah, every person in there. Just make sure you stand at the back. Stand at the back of that.
I'll play for Transcendence here. Yeah, someone got pulled off.
You're gonna get a set of ads.
Alright, we're going to play Vivify. Well, yeah, we're This is actually so bad. This boss should have died ages ago. No defensives. God save my soul. Am I dead? Oh, I'm dead yet. I had nothing left. That was such a bad
Make
kill.
sure-
I think we got screwed twice
sure I
by
fell to jump
the
off the
booster. Because he got them both and he went to the wrong side and we
Come back
got
and
one
rest.
shot.
Oh, thank you, Max.
Oh my god, let's bring up those abysmal logs. Let's... Alright, let's remember where we were, right? 98s and 99s across the board. Let's let's see what those ones were. 81. Oh, yikes. And Sikrin was a 95. It's alright, but that Rashanan was,
Crit me, AJ.
was straight out of hell.
No.
In a perfect world, that Rashanan dies on the platform back over there when I had Touch of Death. But because everybody got hit by those strands the second
By the way,
time.
Once again, not calling out this person, okay, not calling this person once again. When
Uh-oh.
I mentioned that somebody, said that thing about the group, right? If the group is really gonna, jump off the bridge, boom, boom, right? Then another person, not gonna say the name, said actually same, this guild is full of hate watchers, man. What is going on?
I wouldn't want to be in a group with AJ, to be honest. Can you, like, this guy yaps so much. If I'm in a group with him and I have to, like, play Mythic Dungeons all day, I think I'll lose my mind. I think I would actually lose my mind. Is that harsh? It is a bit harsh, isn't it? But I honestly would.
Yeah, it's I'm retired.
I'd be losing my mind. I don't know what group I'm going to be in. I think we're trying to like stack groups for Mythic Plus, so I'd imagine I'm probably going to be in a group with a Brewmaster Monk, probably Rogues, whatnot. Man, there's going to be so much WoW in the coming weeks. Not next week, there'll be a very like minimal WoW then, but then coming after that, oh my god, there's going to be so much WoW. So much WoW, I'll be sick of it. No. Maybe a little bit. But that's when you want to play the most, though, isn't it? Like, week 1 of a new season, new expansion, new whatever. That's when you want to be playing the game the most. Oh, I'm so slow right now. We're clearing this... Yeah, that was about half an hour, wasn't it? That's what I said it would be. So in terms of the next boss, I'm not in for Kai Veza, and I'm not in for Ovanax. As I said earlier, it's because other people are gonna need loot on their like secondary characters. So they've been put in over me, which makes sense. I'm fully geared. Actually, I don't need any of these bosses. I just do it for fun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on my PTR character. I'm not gonna do any dungeons or anything, because in my mind they're gonna be finished within like half an hour of those 2 bosses. But if you have any like PTR questions, I can go over
Whoever just win shit, man.
talent, whatever, that sort of stuff. Anything PTR, I can actually go over it whilst looking at it, which makes things a little bit easier, doesn't it? Yeah. But the PTR is good. I've run like pretty much every dungeon multiple times. I think I've run Operation Floodgate like 14 times easily. The only Mythic Plus dungeon I have concerns about
I mean,
is Cinderbrew Meadery,
I
right?
actually focus windshare macro on my boss.
Like, I'm genuinely concerned about
I was putting
Cinderbrew
multiple
Meadery.
focus target over, and then
I've-
just pressing the button, nothing was happening.
The main reason I'm concerned about that dungeon in particular, and I think you're not going to want it if they keep it how it is I've like done 12s, right, of the dungeons. And 12s aren't hard anymore. 12s are like are easier than what a 10 is right now on live, because they've changed the balancing of Mythic Plus and stuff. So a 12 now is like an 130% health increase, whereas on live it's like 133 or something. So they're pretty much on par with each other. So a 10 is technically what an 8 would have been, more or less, right? But on the PTR, Cinderbrew 10s like feel insanely harder than anything on a 12. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's not necessarily the bosses. It's just the trash. The trash is horrendous. It gets out of control. Everything one-shots when it casts. And like, obviously, interrupt, idiot. Like, your group only has so many interrupts, right? You have only so much CC, and like, ads spawn on top of ads. Like, there's tons of them that spawn, and they all cast, and it just gets so crazy. Like, I ran it yesterday on stream, and I compare it to like the Mechagon that I did before that, and the Mechagon was like so chill. And then you go to Cinderbrew Meadery, and the issue is it's been an issue for the whole of PTR, and they've nerfed it multiple times, but I just don't think it's in a playable state right now. Like, genuinely don't think Cinderbrew's in a playable state. The other one I had concerns about was Priory of the Sacred Flame, but I haven't been able to test that since they nerfed it. But that was kind of in the same boat as Cinderbrew, where everything hit too hard. You had mini-bosses to kill, but it was like kind of bugged a little bit, where you kill certain mini-bosses and then they wouldn't actually class as like being dead. It was such a mess. It was actually such a mess. I think that one's going to be like really hard for pugs to deal with. It's just not fun. You kind of need coordination on mini-bosses and stuff. Like, the bosses aren't that hard, but getting it right is going to be a nightmare. Good luck, everybody. I stacked Haste Verse this season and didn't know where to go. Oh, yeah. So, Haste Verse, well, really, you wanted Haste. Haste is, like, best. Let me get, like, this up at the moment, in case you weren't here at the start. So, really, for this season, Haste was, like, #1, and then #2 was, like, nothing, #3 was nothing, and then Crit Mastery Verse were all, like, tied for 4th. Like, they're obviously not 4th, they're, like, you know, just below Haste, but basically, you really didn't want these stats, so this is kind of how it looks like. But it wasn't never like a bad thing to get like one of these 3 like higher than the others, because they were all like equal with each other. So at the end of the day, to me, they're like more or less the same, right? 6,000 crit, 7,000 mastery, 4,000 verse. But realistically, if my verse was like 6,000 and my crit was 4,000, my damage would be about the same. Like, I can simulate my... Why did my crit just change? I just get a crit buff from something. Ignore that. That's not real. Why did I just gain 4,000 crit? But yeah, like these were easily like to like mix and match between each other. You could have like different numbers for either of these 3, and it would have been absolutely fine. Like even now, like if I simulate like crafted gear and stuff, like it's all the exact same. Like there's no real gear that you can shift. Yeah, realistically, I'd say this is like best in slot gear. Like a few people run the engineering helmet. I don't, because I'm not an engineer. A lot of people are also 640. I didn't realize you could get to 640, which just went straight over my head. And it's because some people, like, their classes are better without having crafted gear, right? Which to me is crazy. Like, that's the whole point of crafted gear, is it's meant to be good for you, know? Windwalkers, you still wear crafted gear. I know, like, there's only like a week and a half left of the season, so it's not like important, but don't get rid of your crafted gear for an extra eye level. It's not worth it. But whenever I saw someone like say that they were forming a 640 eye level group, I was like, this guy's lost it. You're not 640. Turns out they are. I'm gonna load up the PTR over my live. Watch out my PC doesn't explode. Where is it? Oh, you're hiding. There we are. Oh, let's hope it's not offline. I've been having a nightmare with the PTR this week, guys. Like, I had to cancel 2 streams pretty much because the PTR was just down. In its final week of testing, by the way, the one when all the dungeons are out and testing is its most crucial, right? Because it's like just before release, and they had it down. So I hope they extend it for a few days, because we lost about 2 days worth of testing, and the PTR is like the most it's been thriving in terms of like players on it. Like when I played on the PTR yesterday, compared to like what I've been dealing with for the past few weeks, there was like so many groups queuing up for dungeons and stuff. Like it was a struggle to get into PTR groups like a month ago. Now like there's literally like 20-30 of them at any time. It's awesome. But that means because everyone's testing it. But if we've lost 2 days to test it, then issues are going to get through to live, and yeah, we're going to be dealing with Cinderbrew Meadery basically. So this is PTR. If you have any... Oh my god, that is not nice. Yeah, I'm running 2 wows on top of each other. I can feel it. But luckily I'm not actually doing any content. I just come on to... If you have any questions about talents and stuff, I think the best place to start is to show this, because we've just kind of looked at this in comparison. This is not obviously... Some of it's going to be the best in slot gear. I've tried to make it as accurate as possible. But you can see just from looking at this graph, the difference, right, in stat distribution. Thank you for subscribing, Pixel Runner. Welcome to the channel. So it's definitely a haste mastery tier. Dominantly right, just because haste is so good. So haste was going nowhere. Like nothing's like been changed to make haste worse for us. So that was always going to stay in the top. But the reason mastery is so good now is just because of the changes to it. Like it got not significantly, but it got buffed enough. As well as that, Conduit the Celestial is now a viable like build, right? And Conduit is very, very like mastery heavy. Like even on live, you kind of want a bit more skew towards mastery because it like works so well with Conduit. So now that Conduit's going to probably be a build that you're running in raid and dungeons and actually properly doing damage with it for a change, mastery's become a lot more prominent. Yeah, abilities hit hard, right? Conduit hits hard as well. Like it's good. I like it. Get off, get off this mount. What am I in right now? Conduit AoE, Shadowpan. So yeah, this is the new, like if you haven't like been looking at anything like new for PCR builds or anything, this is basically the Conduit build for next season. You can see you got the new talent here, Slicing Winds. You've also got Swan's Bond, so it's kind of like, it's very similar to what it was last season in a way. If you're just looking at the Windwalker, if you ignore that it's Conduit the Celestials, like for AoE, like you were still running like Energy Burst, Sequence Strikes, Chi-Ji, you know, you got Hardened Souls, Courageous Impulse in there, so like all of those like Blackout Kick changes that happened in 0.7, was it, or 0.5? They're all like staying prominent, like they're still actually useful. The big changes are that they got rid of Darting Hurricane, I think it was the talent, the one that was like really, really good at start of Season 1, and then they nuked it. Like it was a really fun talent. It made it so like your Tiger Palm wasn't on on the GCD or something. I forget how it worked, but something along those lines. You could like press it really fast. It like cooldown like was massively reduced, and then they just nuked it, which made no sense because it's like, why give us a new talent? It was a brand new talent, and they were just like, no, actually, like within like a couple of weeks they just nerfed it, so you didn't run it anymore. Slicing Winds, how does it work? That's a good question. So, have you ever played Plunderstorm? If you haven't, don't worry. You don't have to have played Plunderstorm for it. So I'll read what it says. Basically, it's a big AoE circle around yourself, right? You do damage, but it's also a dash. So, it replaces Flying Serpent Kick. So that's something you're going to have to get used to, right? You'll notice no Flying Serpent Kick on my bars because this ability is like Flying Serpent Kick becomes Slicing Winds. So Flying Serpent Kick is no longer a thing. So you've kind of technically lost one mobility if you go this build. It's not as bad as it sounds. Like at first, I really suffered not having Flying Serpent Kick because I'm so used to like pressing it instinctively to move. And I'd often press Slicing Winds as a mistake so many times that I changed the keybind of it. At this point, it's not an issue, but I instinctively would Flying Serpent Kick to dodge things, right? And I'd use my damaging ability. So it will take some time to get used to, and I honestly suggest practicing it. But yeah, so no Flying Serpent Kick, but yeah, it's not an issue. If you feel like mobility is a big issue because you've lost that, I'd take Lighter Than Air. Just because it's like, it gives you that extra mobility. But realistically, we have 3 rolls, right, at any time. On, like, a 15-second cooldown. Like, we're so mobile. Flying Serpent Kick was just kind of I guess a luxury. Like, it felt weird at first, but after playtesting it, like, honestly, you won't even notice you had Flying Serpent Kick. It'll feel weird when you play without Slicing Winds and have to use Flying Serpent Kick again, right? I guess that's the best way to explain it. So how does the ability work exactly? So it's a 30-second cooldown. And you basically hold it down, so you hold the button down, and that extends how far you dash with it. That doesn't increase the damage. The damage will always be the same. So I hold it down, you see the bar underneath, and then this is the max range you can go. So you've got a big distance on it. So it can technically be used for mobility to an extent. However, that's probably not how you're going to play it in Mythic Plus or Raid if you run it in Raid, which you probably won't. But Mythic Plus, particularly, you're not going to want to be doing these massive dashes all the time. There'll be certain situations where maybe you're about to process ability and mechanic spawning on you, you can hold it down a bit longer to dash, to do damage and get out. But really, if you do that, and all the ads are over here, you've then got to run back, you know, and hit the ads again. So what you want to do is you want to one-tap it. So I one-tap it, and you can see how, like, I barely move at all. So you hit everything in front of you in a big circle. And that's basically how you want to play it. Like, holding it is not, like, preferred. And they nerfed this a lot. Like, that dash used to take you about over here. The feedback was that was just too far because it displaced you too much, which is fair, right? Like, You don't want to press an ability, misplace yourself, and then have to like run back to do some damage. So it basically is just a kind of bigger AoE circle on top of yourself. Is the basic idea. I don't have damage numbers on, but I do it on those. But yeah, it really doesn't take you far if you just one-tap it, and then you just jump a little distance and it'll hit everything around you. And it does a lot of damage. So luckily I still have damage meters up from my last dungeon I ran, which was that Cinder Brew, so don't, like, these numbers aren't great because it was an awful dungeon. But it, like, can easily do 9% of your damage. It did 7 here, predominantly because we spent, like, tons of time sat on, like, bosses and stuff trying to learn them. But it does a good amount of damage. Like, genuinely, it will be a must-take for Conduit the Celestials. I'd be super surprised if you don't run this in AoE. Less so for Shadow Pan, because it doesn't synergize as well. I like Shadow Pan with Crackling Jade Lightning a lot more. It doesn't mean that you can't run Crackling Jade Lightning on Conduit. Like, there's tons of viable builds, right? You could go Conduit with Slicing Winds and Lightning. You can go Shadow Pan with Slicing Winds and Lightning. You can go either to Hero Talent with one or the other. You could take neither if you wanted and just go standard bot. Like, all these builds are, like, within margin of each other. Like, it just depends what you prefer to play. Like, I really don't like running Slicing Winds and the Lightning. I think it's a little clunky, and I don't like the talents that you have to lose to do both of these. Like, they both do a good amount of damage. They'll both do about, like, 8% of your damage overall if you run both of them. But I feel outside of their damage, like, you suffer. Obviously, on paper, you don't, right? It's still viable, but it's all preference. So that's going to be the best thing about Windwalker, right? Is that in this season, Season 1, you go Shadow Pan, you go, like, your one build, and that's it. You go your one build and then plus, maybe a couple different talents here and there, and that's it. You're locked in. It looks like there's just so many possibilities for Windwalker next season, and it's not like that one's like super better than the other. So that's kind of cool, right? Hey streamer, because of your guide, you did Violet Logs in Heroic Raid, playing first time. Thank you so much, but still have many questions. That's alright, man. Ask away. I'm actually doing a raid right now on Mythic. I'm just not in for 2 of the bosses, so I came on the PTR real quickly. If we look over here, I'm actually on live right now. I'm just waiting for them to... Oh, they killed Kai'Veza, right? So Kai'Veza's down. So that was the harder boss. They'll kill Ovnax within like 5 minutes, 10 minutes easily. This is the one I was concerned that they'd take a little while on, because it's like easy to wipe on Nexus. So if you want like to see some of the mythic end bosses, Silken Court and Antarak, then stick around and watch those. They're quite fun. But yeah, I'm just because I know that they're going to finish in a sec, I'm just going to take a quick break, guys. Just a little break, I promise. A quick little break. And then I'll be on until we finish raid, which will be like at the end of the Demon Hunter raid as well. So yeah, just a quick one to get some OJ, some bottle of water, but predominantly OJ. I'm not really a water drinker. I'm more of a squash drinker, you know? I'm eating into my break time. One sec. I'll be right back.
Who's comfortable?
Oh my god, I was talking about my mic off. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Alright, yeah, I was answering your questions, Anne. Yeah, so you're not doing mythic raids, so that's fine. The questions are more situational. Yeah, I don't mind answering any questions. So I just did like an entire minute spiel on Fist of Fury for you. I'll do it again. Basically, no. Basically, you don't need to hold Fist of Fury, right? Fist of Fury is like really good in single target anyway. Holding it for anything is really like... It's just unnecessary because you can basically reduce the cooldown anyway with like a crit from a Rising Sun kick, right? Yeah, I wouldn't overthink Fist of Fury like that. There's nothing you really have to hold anything for. The only ability really that you would maybe hold for like 5 seconds is Strike of the Windlord. And that's... Even then, like, Strike of the Windlord's not that good. You'd really be holding it for like Thunder Fist, so that you can get like more stacks of that on more ads. But then at the end of the day, Thunder Fist isn't even that good. Like it's not good enough that for this Conduit build in Season 2, you don't even run it, right? So then Strike of the Windlords is basically just a glorified Heart of the Jade Serpent procer. So no, I wouldn't really hold anything, because you're gonna get your Fist of Fury back up on the ads anyway. Like if an ad set spawns or whatever, and your Fist of Fury is already on cooldown, you're gonna be using like Rising Sun Kick and your other abilities. Like you gotta think, like Blackout Kick also does AoE damage. You probably get Spinning Crane Kick up as well. If Fist of Fury's down and then you're Rising Sun Kick, there's a good chance you'll also have Whirling Dragon Punch that's come off cooldown as those ads spawn. You know, then you can Whirling Dragon Punch straight into a Dance of the Chi-Ji Spinning Crane Kick. Like there's a lot of like alternatives to always having to like Fist of Fury. So no, I would never hold Fist of Fury for anything, personally. Like Strike of the Windlord at a push, but like even then, like 5 seconds is a lot, like in WoW time. What's the actual... Where are my bars? Oh, this is PCR. Let me... Let me get my actual bars up. No, that's simulation. What am I doing right now? It's like 20 seconds, isn't it, the cooldown? Off the top of my head. Yeah, 18 seconds, right? So... Let's say you proc Fist of Fury, like, in that 5-second window. Suddenly, Fist of Fury is already on a 13-second cooldown. You've Rising Sun Kick during that time, and you've got your lucky crit cooldown on it. So now, suddenly, Fist of Fury is already on, like, a... What's 13 minus 4? It's already on, like, a 9-second cooldown. Then you've Whirling Dragon Punched as that's happening. You Spinning Crane Kick again, and suddenly your Fist of Fury is pretty much back off cooldown again, right? And then you can hit it on the ads. Like, I wouldn't, like, hold anything. There's no real reason to hold anything. Yes, you always want to be pairing spirits with Zwan whenever possible. So you always want this cooldown running. So the ideal situation is to always have this cooldown running and always have one ready to go with Zwan, or have like both of them on cooldown, but know that you've set it up so that you've got you're at least one the procs at the same time. Because at the end of the day, Storm, Earth, and Fire is basically just a damage amp. In this current season, it helps with Mark of the Crane stacks, so it's good for Spinning Crane Kick. But in Season 2, that's no longer a thing. So all Storm, Earth, and Fire basically is it's going to be like a damage amp, right? Like, it's a 20% damage amp. Yeah, because 40, 40, 40. So it's about 20% damage amp, so you're damage amping on top of your Zwan. It's also, like, good to proc Ordered Elements. So in the current season, what you can do with Storm, Earth, and Fire is you can, like, Rising Sun Kick, then Storm, Earth, and Fire, and Rising Sun Kick again instantly. And then as well as that, all of your cooldowns, all your Chi cooldowns are, like, 1 Chi less. That's only if you take the Ordered Elements talent, but you will probably be taking that for every situation in Season 2 regardless, because it's really good now in AoE. So Storm, Earth, and Fire is really good, because if you pop Zwan and you don't have that, all your chi abilities still cost their max amount of chi, and you don't have that damage amp. So having that on top, because what Zwan does as well is it replicates a portion of your damage, right? So like every 4 seconds, he does an empowered lightning damage that deals 80% of the damage that you've dealt to those targets. So you want to be getting as much damage in that window as possible. So Storm, Earth, and Fire on top of that with the chi reduction, it all kind of adds up. So that's yeah. I guess to just answer your question, yes. You want to try not to desync them in Mythic Plus. Like, if it comes to it, you should be like always try to hold one for it, or always make sure that they line up. That just makes me think that maybe you're overspending Storm, Earth, and Fire. So like you'll do an entire pack with Storm, Earth, and Fire, down it. Do another one with Storm, Earth, and Fire, down it. And then maybe you'll have done another one with Storm, Earth, and Fire, and then Zwan's on a 30-second cooldown. So like you can like hold Storm, Earth, and Fire so that you don't desync it. And I'd definitely recommend to do that. Otherwise, then what you're going to have to do is then you're going to have to wait the additional cooldown of Storm, Earth, and Fire for the next one. You just get more value. You basically just want to try not to desync them. And if that means holding one and tab targeting in the current season to get stacks, then so be it. But next season, you won't have to tab target or anything like that. So, yeah, you always want it. You always want it. You just gotta be what's the word? Conservative. You just gotta have restraint from pressing your big damage button, and at least have one to line up with it. If we're running Conduit next season, is it still more important to have Storm, Earth, and Fire as Zwan, or always have it paired with Conduit? So you're always going to be having Zwan up for Conduit, right? Let me tab back into the PTR. It's an easy way to show you. So because we're taking Zwan's Bond, it's on a... it gets reduced by 30 seconds. So... Oh, let me go edit mode. No, that doesn't work. Let me go to my spell book. It's an easy way to visualize it. So... Celestial... Where is it? Okay, that's in the talent tree. You can see here, this is a 1 minute 50 cooldown, right? Because of the talent I have. So Zwan's 1 minute 50. Storm, Earth, and Fire is 1 minute 50. And then on top of that, Celestial Conduit is always also 1 minute 50. So you can line all three of these abilities up every time. If you just show, like, restraint in pressing Storm, Earth, and Fire too often. Like, you can always have these up every single time, and you want to be proccing them every single time, because this is, like, your mega burst. So you want to damage amp like Conduit Celestial and the abilities that you do afterwards as much as possible. So you really want to have all three of those up every time. You don't want to be desyncing them. So once you start desyncing them, you lose power. Like each one loses power. Like because Zwan's going to amplify the damage that you do from your Conduit. Storm, Earth, and Fire amplifies both of those damages. You know, like you're basically stealing the damage from your big burst. Like Conduit's so reliant on the burst window. Like everything about Conduit is this big like 1 minute 30 burst situation that you basically hold cooldowns for it. You just gotta make sure not to Storm, Earth, and Fire as much as you might have been doing. If it means making sure that you line them up every time. So usually like the best practice for this is if I'm in a Mythic Plus dungeon, you do your first pull, you pop everything right. Then you have the timer running for 1 minute 30. You can use Storm, Earth, and Fire one more time on like another pack or whatever you want during that time. And then you wait for Storm, Earth, and Fire to come back up again because that's the 1 minute 30 timer that lines up. And then again, then you can press Storm, Earth, and Fire one more time in between that. So like every other Storm, Earth, and Fire pretty much has to be lined up. So if that means doing a bit less damage on a pack outside of that, that's fine. Because the burst is everything for Conduit. Absolutely everything. Yeah, keep an eye on... Okay, they've killed Ovanax. I need to get back in the cool. What am I going for this?
Might have to reset it once. Anyone, please?
Let me get off PTR. Let me get rid of that. So we're going Conduit for this, and we're also using the Thundering Citron. Which is not something you necessarily have to do, but I like it.
Okay, if you're in.
I ain't checking. You checking.
I like running Thunderlords on Queen, and I don't mind running it on Silken, just because boss damage is like super important, and you get damage amps for boss damage, and this just does single target damage, doesn't it? That's a general idea.
You can put down a summon.
And this note's gonna look a little bit bigger. Yeah, a little bit bigger. Let me go to actual gaming so we can see everything. So big note on the side. You notice it's all damage cooldowns, because I don't really need to track defenses on this boss, because I know when to press them more or less. They're more situational. On Queen Antarak, you'll see my list of cooldowns here, and I'll have actual defensive set for certain like times, because you need to have them at like the perfect time for the boss. Silken Court's a little bit more lenient, to be honest. Can I show the talents I'm running the PCR? Oh, I'm sorry, Vinicius. I've closed the PCR. And I need to get someone to the raid and do this boss.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
If you're in the Discord, I have a resource channel in the PCR with PCR talents where I've posted images of the 2 talent builds that I'm using at the moment. There's single talent builds as well. So that's a useful resource. If you're not, I can try go on the PCR in a little bit and redo it. I read your comment too late, I'm sorry. I was too slow.
21 Ara right now. They're doing it.
Cool.
I'm not being summoned, so I'm gonna make my way over there. Sad monk noises.
Okay. 1, 2. Blue, 3, 4 red.
I still need a summon, please.
Let's get him.
I am flying though.
Is it me, or is it not just like GG for mandatory probably at this point?
It's 100% GG. They might as well just AFK for the next 3 hours.
What, have they done 21?
Oh, they're talking about the
Oh, yeah,
Great
it's fine.
Push, if anyone's familiar with that at the moment. Mandatory, like the best team in the world at Mythic Plus, and they're just stomping the competition. It's like I watch it a little bit here and there, but it's like just such a one-sided thing. Like then there's no match.
Check talents, check talents, check talents.
Conduit for this one, have I said? Yeah, I think I said Conduit for this one.
Dispel,
I just like it on this boss. I actually prefer it to Shadow Pam. And I'm on the red side, which means that I do a bit more mechanics than if you're on the blue side. If you know, you know.
Isaac, you're second on the dispel.
If you know, you know. Blue team just spend the entire time hitting bosses. Red team actually have to actually have to walk around and do mechanics. So it's really hard to get like a amazing log for red team. It is possible, but you need perfect boss kill timers. I don't have time to return on bars. I'm really sorry.
4, 3, 2, 1. Storm, earth,
Stand on me.
and fire in 4.
Collect or stand in circle.
So I actually pop
Celestial
everything on
Conduit in
pull here
7.
because I'm going Celestial
The
Conduit.
White Tiger in 3.
Formation now.
And then, because I'm red team, I do webbies. So now I'm a web boy.
It's fine. Move now. Don't panic.
And what I want to try to be doing is I really want to get a heart window on this first proc. It's really hard to do,
Rampo and Zero.
but I will try my hardest.
Storm, earth, and fire in 8.
I think I just don't get it.
It's all good. Get into formation now.
Yeah, I just don't get it, which is
Can we
sad.
blue to rotate first?
It's pretty hard to do, I'll be honest.
Go now.
So my damage is pretty mid at the moment, but it's because I pop
Red
Conduit on pull, and the reason I pop it on pull is so that I can then
And formation now, both teams.
pop it during the next big damage amp window,
Rampo, get ready to pop up
so that I don't like... Basically, it makes it so the cooldowns are lined up a bit nicer, and it means that you're not like spending like a whole minute 30 not popping
rotate
Conduit
yet.
pretty much, which can be really awkward.
Wait.
Pop a cheeky defensive here, because
Go
this
now.
hurts a little bit. And then we really, really hope
Invoke Siwen. The white tiger in 8.
We really hope that we get a good
Storm, earth,
transmitter.
and fire in 8.
Careful on the tethers.
We
Collect
didn't.
or
We got the
stand in
orbs.
circle.
Not great.
Celestial Conduit in 8.
Where's my orb?
Move blue to rotate.
Oh, I didn't like that. I hate the orb.
Corner.
The orb is really awkward.
Going now.
Because it means it flies under the boss or can fly into the other team. I hate getting the treacherous transmitter orb on this boss. Jump 3 times or getting the actual
Spread.
platform would have been so much better. But
Do not
we,
to pass me or
we do what we
Wiggles.
have. We deal with what we have.
Yep.
And then we just play the rotation
Alright.
dance. Previously, like when people were progressing this boss, what you did on this was that you actually
Do not
held
pass me on
damage
wheels.
and tried to delay the fight. But nowadays damage is so high that you just push. You push the boss.
Good. Soak. On me, blue team. Blue team on me. Red into formation now. Blue team on me. Says next.
So formation, my formation position
Now,
is on
red
this
team should
skull
be
marker.
formation very shortly.
I'm gonna hold Strike of the Windlord here, for my big window,
Grip now.
which is coming up once the boss gets its damage amp on it.
Forward blue. Vibes, get ready.
Sometimes it's okay to hold cooldowns. Which I just went over not holding cooldowns, didn't I? Strike of the Wind was a little bit different with Conduit the Celestial in its current
Alright, you vibes,
iteration.
Artemil first, then Sis next. Sis next go, you need to call it.
Invoke Seawind. The white
Do it
tiger
now,
in
do it
8.
now. Do it
Next, you
now.
have to
Storm,
just
earth,
Siri?
and fire
Siri,
in
go.
8.
Send last.
Celestial Conduit in 8.
Collect or stand in
You guys
circle.
have to press your macros.
Yeah.
No one
You
press
guys,
your macros
listen, I'll
after
talk,
being
I'll
called.
talk. You guys are pressing it before it's your turn. Only press it when it's your turn. Blue on me.
So
Blue
that
on
was
me, go right,
okay.
you go left.
But the biggest issue with what I had there was my Zwan. The cooldown was way longer than I wanted it to be. And that's why I'm so glad about the changes they're making to that. Because it all relies on how much chi you spend.
Blue forward. We are cool.
So I have another heart window coming up. So I'm actually going to save this for when the boss goes to the middle and it gets its damage amp.
Siri into Stabby. Yeah. No. Go outside, go outside. Okay, we have to do Stabby middle. Go fast. Haste the wheel. Micro. Haste the wheel. Go. And then micro last.
So you can see blue team has all the ads under it. This is why red team is also a little bit rough. Because red team just kind of suffer. Because all the ads naturally go under blue team because that's where they get gripped in.
Yeah, that one. Blue team on me. This is fine.
And now we have to hold damage here,
Slow down,
which is a
rotate
word
to
I
right.
never want to hear.
Storm,
But
earth,
sometimes you
and
just
fire
have
in
to.
8. Invoke
Which means
Seawind.
even though my
The
things
white
are telling me to
tiger
use
in 8.
cooldowns here because we hold damage here now, I'm just going to have to suck it up and pop them in a minute. It sucks, but that's life, baby.
Get into rough formation. Stop damage. Stop.
See, I did like no damage there. If I popped Conduit there, we would have
Shield breaks, then
probably...
go.
Okay, the shield's going to
Collect or
break.
stand in circle.
I marked star. Red team.
No, not during my window.
Blue team.
That feels
Blue
so
team on
bad.
me. Blue team middle.
Oh, I hate holding damage for
Red go
anything.
right on frontal. And formation red on frontal. Good. Blue team closest to middle, the better. Grip now.
So
Right,
this
red.
is when we keep our
Forward blue.
grips. So now, this is why red team sucks. Not sucks, but it means you're not going to get good damage because they're damaging still, and
Oh, yeah.
we're basically glorified
Rank it up. Yeah.
glorified stoppers. And then on top of that, we can't even damage this boss that's got a ramp. We've got to get over to yellow as fast as possible.
Yeah.
See what I mean? That's what I mean when I say like red, it's hard to get like a perfect log. 'Cause you have so much downtime,
Blue team.
and then like you lose an
Be a bit.
entire amp as well.
Formation now. Left, right, red. Forward blue.
You know, it's not the end of the world. Actually, you know, doing mechanics. What is this boss doing? He's going back
One
and
dispel
forth.
on the edge, rest on the middle.
Invoke Seawind. the White Tiger in 8.
I'm going to pop
Storm,
everything in a sec
and
when the boss
fire
goes to the
in
middle.
Siri on the edge.
Celestial Conduit
And this
in
will
8.
probably be where the boss dies.
Collect or stand in circle.
5 for the stabby, stabby 9. And then send the rest.
This actually lines up pretty nicely, I'll be honest.
Still one this second part. You did click it there, it's a bit too early, Cindy. But don't worry about it.
Cheeky one shot. But yeah, like I'm not bothered about the damage there, but you can see like how how stuffed you get a little bit there.
Yeah, I'm
But
sorry for Chris.
at the end of the day, it's more important to kill the boss. And I like being on red side. I like doing the mechanics.
Say again, Sysnix.
I have a question about the macro. Are we threatening?
So for the final boss, Ansarek, I'm going to be going. Oh god, which one of these is Queen? I have so many things. I'm not going Conduit the Celestial on this. Where's my Queen one? Uh-oh, panic. I might have to make one real quick. We're gonna duplicate this other next one. Hold on.
I mean, I've done it a few times on my shaman.
I don't think I respec like maybe once an entire raid. Like
This is an M plus build. Oh no, panic.
this can't be done.
Need to reset the boss. I reset.
Celestial Conduit in 7.
Nope,
Storm,
not
Earth,
Celestial Conduit
and
in 7.
Fire in 4. Invoke Siwan, the White Tiger in 3.
So let's have a look for note for Queen, shall we? This is a great one. It's such a long list.
Mikey.
It never ends. But everything's so important to keep track of here. Because there's so much going on in this fight. It's so important to have timers for this.
Yeah, guys, just have a quick read of it. Just make sure it is as you expect. Just have a read, okay?
Yeah, let me quickly just
Or
have a
you
look at
guys
this.
read, I'll update the note.
Let me just have a look at this link as well. So I need to make sure I'm in the right assignments. I have looked already, but they might have been changed. Yellow, yellow, yellow. That's fine. That's standard. And then I am platform. Platform 4. Yeah, the standard. The standard. Yeah. This is fine. This is fine. What do we do for that? I don't think it's that impressive, to be honest. We'll have a look anyway. Yeah, 92. Yeah. I've had better. I think the biggest issue is the whole damage there. On the... Well, besides the fact that you're on red team, right? The whole damage now that we have to do on the second intermission bit, where all this donut rings come in. It's like holding damage is really bad, because that's exactly when my cooldowns come up. So I have to hold them there for like a little while. Which means I kind of get like almost one less full conduit window in, like full like proper damage window in. So it's a little bit sad, but it's just how the boss goes now. You have to hold the damage on the intermission. If you push it too early, it just kind of messes up timers a little bit. And it's better to play the fight with the correct timers than it is not, because you're probably just gonna wipe. Why have I got Conduit of the Celestial on my bars here? This is such a scuffed talent page. Have I got the right gem in? Yeah, Thunderlords. Surprisingly, you'd be really surprised how much damage you actually do on Anterac with Thunderlord's Crackling Citron. Like, usually you go the Storm one for everything, right? But Thunderlords is, like, low-key insane. It can actually... It can actually really pump your damage on things like the intermission, phase 1, phase 3 as well, just to get the boss down that extra bit faster. Like, it's less of like maybe a pad,
Me wrong,
pad
guys, but, you know, we can't one-shot this, but
circlet, but
because, you know, people in and out.
you can still pad. All the pad on this
I'm
boss
just gonna
comes from
say
spinning
some
crane kick though,
changes, you should all know this,
and
but I'd
fists I
say
guess,
that-
but yeah, spinning crane kick in P2, P3,
So
like,
let's not
it's where
get reduced
so
to
much
the
damage
first
comes
one,
from.
let's get Syrian to do it.
Oh my god, I have so many tabs open right now. I'm trying to make sure I have the sheet right.
Syrian. I'll give you one Artemel.
Close range, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So,
If we one-shot this, we've one-shot the entire raid, which is pretty cool. I think. I will have one-shot all the bosses that I've been in for, so that's pretty neat, right?
the pops is first set Dirl, Zirian, second Gaza, Stabby, Cindy.
Oh, and I get Avantis.
Third set Peter, Artemel, England.
Someone just stole my...
In terms of sides,
Someone just stole
I mean,
them.
that should just match everyone's expectations.
Someone's stealing the
I'm not
Vantis.
gonna say that. The kicks. Have a look again, it shouldn't even like...
Have I got one? Oh, I do.
There's nothing weird there. I mean, that's literally it, there's nothing else which is even weird.
Hey, what's up, Ahan?
Cindy,
Welcome
you
to
have
the
to
stream.
kick
You're just in time for
on
Ansarak.
square, on the second platform, first kick.
You're just in time for a good time or the worst time.
I'm not in the list. I'm in note.
I think it'll be alright. We have a couple new players, I think, tonight.
Don't worry about it.
But I think they've done these bosses.
Just remember which one. I mean, you're
But like, Ansarak's such personal responsibility, right? Like, if you have a portal, like that's completely on the player to get right, and like at least like 8 to 10 players need to be doing those portals. Yeah, a lot can go wrong on this boss. A lot can go wrong. But a lot can go wrong with Silken Court, and that was fine.
Whichever one you weren't kicking before, Cindy. I don't know which one that was, but whichever one you were doing before, it's the opposite.
Will the dude's name on the gate thing is different character? Will that affect the week? Or I know he'll probably remember. But...
Can you give me one?
I need to get it from the chest first. In that case, once it's Cindy, it's the one on the left. Okay, it's the one when you come up, it's the one immediately on the left.
Do I put an Augment Rune on for this? I think I'm probably just going to use my Dreambound one for Ansarak. Just because I know that it could be a one-shot. Like, any kill on any pull on Ansarak can be a kill, but like, if people die in P1, it just makes things really hard.
Going now.
So you lose reses for later on, which is when you need them the most. P3 is like, kind of crazy.
Yeah, let's focus. Focus, let's do this.
Lock in.
Lock in. Please be jump. You better be jump.
Collect
I
stand in
hate
circle.
you. I hate this trinket.
Storm, earth, and fire in 4.
You
Touch
couldn't
of
be
Karma
jump
in
one time.
Invoke Pursuant, the white tiger in 4. Tiger's lust in 8.
When the world needed him most, he was a orb.
Storm, earth, and fire in 8.
Oh, that's really horrible.
Move in. Careful. We really like this one.
Tiger's lust in 8.
They're rooted. Spiral Gaza, nice one.
I do see a comment in chat, but you'll have to give me a minute. Glancing over during Ansarak is definitely not going to be the play.
Spread out ranged. And placing. In we go.
Fortifying
The
Brew
one where
in
you
8.
don't need to stay over boss melee.
We didn't pop.
Here.
Okay, I can look at chat now. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, one person doesn't pop, and it's a rip.
Yeah, it's still, the thing's still in meter bar, but stabby power.
Do you usually pair transmitter with one or Storm, Earth, and Fire? I press transmitter, but I don't think that's what you mean. Always with Zwan. Which usually is always with Storm, Earth, and Fire, right? Because I'm always gonna use these three at the same time, more or less.
Shouldn't have.
Like, usually what I like to do is have it activate, like, the actual buff activate the moment I press Storm, Earth, and Fire. That's why I like the jump so much, because you can literally time the jump perfectly, the final jump for when you pop Storm, Earth, and Fire. This thing on the floor is also good that you stand in, because you can stand at that at the perfect time, but the flying orb is just such a nightmare. I try to grab it early, because if you don't grab it, you know what's going to happen? It just flies off somewhere. That's why I hate it. But usually I try to line up the buff at the moment I press Storm, Earth, and Fire. So that the buff starts the moment you hit Rising Sun Kick, right? But it can vary based on which transmitter buff you get. God, I hate the orb.
Let's go for it.
Can't wait for this drink to be gone. It's like a 33% chance to get the orb, but it's actually a like 95% chance.
Well, if it fucks up again, we'll do it. But I mean, I've never updated anything but the first name all these weeks, so I don't think it should make a difference.
Lock in. Alright. Please be jump. Or at least the little platform. I'll be happy with the platform.
Collect or stand in
Okay,
circle.
I'll allow it.
Storm, Earth, and Fire in 4. Invoke Sewer.
So you can see like it
The
pops
White
early
Tiger
there,
in
but it's
4.
really awkward on Anserac
Touch of
to,
Karma in 1.
if it's not the jump, it's really,
last
really
in 8.
awkward to get it lined up, because they moved the boss. So really, I pop it early there, and you will lose damage, but I'm not going to cry
Storm,
about it.
Earth, and Fire in 8.
I'm getting up. Cool. No one else does. I'm shit.
Tigers last in 8.
Time spiral. Okay, don't panic. Move in.
Fortifying Brew in 8.
Don't stay with boss.
Touch of Karma in 8. Tigers last in 8.
Get rooted.
Invoke Siwan, the White Tiger in 8. Storm, Earth, and Fire in 8.
Collect or stand in circle.
Placing on the line. Line.
Gateway to bait with blades. Then run.
Sorry,
back
I'm not
to
talking because I'm
circle
just
8.
mega focused right now.
Right.
I do usually laugh a bit more, but I want to get Anserac down quick. This can just turn into like a mess.
Make it.
Storm, Earth, and Fire in 8.
Move in.
Diffuse Magic in 8.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bad positioning on my
Try
part.
to pop it.
I should have been with the group there. I was a little bit on the left. I moved on from an orb.
The melee is scared. Or real. Kicks marks.
I will not touch a death this ad because I'm going to
max.
touch a death and add in P2, which takes like 3 times as much damage as I would do touch a death in this ad.
We can try.
Oh, a bunch of players dead. What I like to do here as well is when you get to this platform, instantly like roll to the side in Transcendence.
And snakes.
That way, when you get pulled in,
Other side getting gripped.
you have the option to instantly flip back, basically.
My side getting gripped. Ladude and Xeno go.
As long as you know you don't Transcendence on top of the line, right?
Fortifying brew
Don't,
innate.
don't.
So it's my portal coming up, so I cannot be greedy here.
We can still try.
So
DK Porner and Dill now.
I'm just going to touch a death this, and I'm going to be a good boy. And I'm just going to go through the portal.
My side now.
And then you can diffuse magic it off yourself. That's why I pop it a little bit early. And then you get pulled. This is what I mean, right? You have like
Res Rampo.
no time. Like, I lose so much damage because I pretty much don't get to do anything on this platform. But I think we had too many players dead anyway.
Invoke Siwan.
But all of these ads will pretty much be dead when I come through. So I like lose so much damage because of the portal. But mechanics have to be done. You know what I mean? But that's why then I save all my cooldowns for the 3rd portal. When we go up there, I pop everything. Makes sense? Yeah, no worries, Samdros. Samdros? Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm really good with names. Is there a world you agree to touch death every other route set for the bonus damage per pass? They don't count anymore. They changed that on Warcraft logs. You used to. You used to touch a death them for the pass, but there was like a poll from Warcraft logs like a month or 2 ago. And they removed the tombs as something that actually gets logged. Other than maybe helping, I used to do it to help maybe a teammates out, right? But at this point, everybody really has a way to get out of them, so it's just not really necessary to do. And then they also removed it from the logs, so I'm not doing damage I don't need to do. Oh yeah, you get the damage bonus, sure.
Bing, bada bing, 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 bong.
Yeah, I mean, you can min-max if you want to do that. It can just be risky, is all. But yeah, no harm then. No harm, no foul. And I got the orb. Amazing, I love this game.
Storm, earth, and fire in 4. Invoke Siwan.
One day I will
White
get
tiger
jumped 3
in 4.
times, and I will not complain.
Touch of Karma in 1. Tiger's Lust in 8.
33% of the time, every time.
Storm, earth, and fire in 8.
Don't get knocked off.
Oh. Oh. Where was that? Where was that wave going? Straight to my face is where it was going. I can touch to death this one, yeah, sure. And then I do get a damage jump. You're probably right.
Maybe even touch more. Do it with the blades. And move in.
Also, I think my character's bugged, like, when it comes to mechanics on bosses. I rarely ever get this orb that you need to put down. As well as on Kaiveza, I find loads of the time I don't get, what do you call that? It's actually bad. I might move away from the boss here. Nah. Oh, that hurt.
Tiger's Lust in 8.
What was that damage? If I don't have Karma there, I think I would have just straight died. Oh, I'm gonna have to heal here. Something is terribly wrong with healing right now. Oh, jump 3 times. Just what we wanted.
Decent.
Jump 3
Move a
times.
bit more. Placing on the line.
Gateway to bait
On
web
the line.
blades.
Like, I genuinely
Run
never get
back
these
to
things that you have to
safe
place
in
down.
Bait.
And Kai'Veza, I never get dashes. Unless it's on the kill, in which case I'll get every dash. But on non-kills, I literally never get it. It's amazing how things like that work.
We're going to be very high stats. Actually, it's not too bad. You're safe. Out you
Storm,
go.
earth, and fire innate.
Try move back inwards this time. Usually the players on the very left side are the people that are like just
Diffuse
completely
magic
nullified pulling.
4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3.
This is bad actually.
1.
I don't want to be here at all. Okay, I regret every decision I just made there. I tried to be too far right now to compensate, and I had to use healing. I really don't like using in that phase. Oh, when you overcompensate.
Range, don't be a melee. Peter and Max.
Oh, those are very close.
Off heal.
If you get hit by an orb, you're pretty much one-shot on Mythic. Well, you are one-shot on Mythic. It's not pretty much about it. Any orb just one-shots you.
Physical.
I'll play on this side.
3, 2, 1. My side getting gripped. We'll do it in Xeno. Go through. You can commit.
Ow.
There we go.
Everything is hurting a hell of a lot.
Fortifying brew innate.
Okay, PK corner and Mikey. Gas a TD. My side getting gripped. Okay.
That was a horrible beam, by the way. I didn't know if the
My
portal
side,
would
we're getting
actually
gripped now.
take...
Die.
I didn't know if the portal would actually take me from that angle. I like touched it on the very side, because the expulsion beam went straight through it. I've never had that happen before. Oh, it's gonna be a white fest.
Somebody will
I had
just
to
have an auto
remark
marker on.
3 times. So.
And anyone who has assist has to check big wigs. You probably take assists off of some people, maybe.
I mean, everyone who needs it's got it. Except for Gaza. Everyone else needs it.
You need to check big wigs.
Yeah, look at that crackling Citron damage. So that's like all going straight into Antrak. That's why
You have to untick, I think.
that's why I use it on Silken Court as well, because you're just getting tons of extra boss damage.
Chamber Acolyte.
It really does make a difference. It helps with the intermission a lot. Not that like you really need help at this stage with all the damage buffs, but like just
Quite a bit
overall,
down.
getting the boss down fast as possible, getting the kill
This
is
how it should be.
pretty important.
And Artemel, just make sure you insta leap up.
Yeah.
Oh, that damage.
No, so with leap, after the first platform, leap up the bridge.
Ah, yeah, oh, okay.
And make sure you don't hit the ads. If you even press whirlwind, you will die.
Sorry, I was getting
Leap,
something
do
to
nothing
eat.
Until I've hit them a bit.
The booster guy was just grabbing a snack.
Simple, just, you know, literally, it's the same thing always, guys. There's this one hard platform, and then, you know, we're done. I mean, at that point, the hard work's done. So, focus. Phase 1's good though.
Please be jump. It's about the 33% chance now, right now.
Jump 3 times.
Oh my god, we're blessed.
Storm, earth, and fire in 4. Invoke Siren, the white tiger in 4. Touch of Karma in 1. Tiger's Lust in 8.
Heal man. Cool. We can bring it back.
Storm, Earth, and Fire in 8.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely not cool. Try it.
What was
Move
that?
way fast. Let me keep it now.
Okay. That was something.
Max, go.
We managed to play it though.
Tigers last in 8.
Fix now. Okay, get the time spiral.
Note for anyone, you can literally stack the bars on top of the circle that you're popping, and it seems alright.
Do a bit more. There we go.
Fortifying Brew in 8.
Careful.
Touch of Karma in 8.
Moving.
Tigers last in 8.
Get rooted.
Invoke Siwan, the White Tiger in 8. Storm, Earth, and Fire in 8.
Collect or stand in circle.
I did not like that portal placement,
On the line.
and that's on
Way
me.
to bait
I
ravens,
chose where that went.
Then run back to soak in 8.
Bait. Then. Okay. Right. Take it when you can, zero in. That's way
Ow.
Got 5 stacks. This is
Storm, Earth, and Fire in 8.
3. Let's go. 1. Playable for now.
You heard the man. Playable for now.
Diffuse Magic in 8.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that hurt.
Finish it. Careful, range.
Oh
don't
my
be a melee.
god, that was well close. Those naughty
Like
range
rock mounts.
players. It was stood right in melee. I saw these massive
Cool
orb
for now.
piles spawn. I was like, oh my god.
Other sides, there's next vibes, getting grips. The order's going to be accelerated by 1 now on the next set. Vibes and Mikey. My side getting grips. Well, dude and Mikey, sorry. Just jumped off too many times.
Fortifying Brew in 8.
Oh. Anthrax is one of those bosses where even when you're at the end of the tier, you know, you can still wipe so many times. I think we've like killed this 8 times. I've killed this 8 times easily. Yeah, it's just one of those bosses where something goes wrong and you just will just keep wiping, but eventually we'll just get it. It is a pain. It is a pain. Fun fight though. I would try Conduit this Celestial, but I don't know. I don't mind Conduit on this boss, but I think that's just one horrible overlap as well. You know the overlap where you do the second pop, all the webs come out, the waves are coming out, and then you got the boss as well, and you got to dodge everything. That's when you've got to use Conduit. And I wouldn't be so bothered if I didn't have to use Transmitter. Using Transmitter on that overlap is so sketchy. Otherwise, yeah, cooldowns aren't great for P2, but that that one overlap is just
Touch
horrendous.
of Karma in 1. Storm, Earth, and fire in 4. Invoke Siwen, the white tiger in 4. Tiger's lust in 8. Storm, earth, and fire in 8.
Don't get knocked off.
Oh. Fun fact, I have been knocked off before. But I managed to like Transcendence midway through the knock animation. And save myself. That was a pretty highlight. It's better to not get knocked off, but if you're fast enough, you can pop a Transcendence mid animation. Ideally, you just don't get knocked though. But sometimes the positioning can be so awkward.
Gaza, nice. Move with blades.
I think when we get to P3, it's just dead. I think the P2, the portals and everything are harder. Like, P3 used to be really hard, but it got significantly nerfed. And then on top of that, you just kill the boss really fast.
Fortifying brew.
So P2 is probably the hardest.
Yeah, 4 now.
This is the overlap I was on about, by the way. Like, trying to get Transcendence when all this is going off is just nuts.
Karma in 8. Tiger's lust in 8.
Not an enjoyable experience.
Invoke Siwen, the white tiger in 8. Storm, earth, and fire in 8.
Collect or stand in circle.
Move more.
Gateway to bait web blades. Then run back to soak in 8.
And bait. Careful. It's your health. Five.
Storm,
Four,
earth,
3,
and fire in 8.
2, 1. Seven.
Diffuse magic in 8.
5, 4,
Badong.
3,
Badong. My
2,
GTFO is not happy
1.
with me right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Always go left range. Line and max, range don't be in melee. Off heal.
That hurt. I don't know where that damage came from. Alright. We get this right, we should be fine.
With nicks and vibes.
I haven't even got to do my burst yet on platform 3.
The side has been gripped. My side gripped now. Xeno and Ladude.
That was a situation where the expulsion went over my old Transcendence. It's why I have an old Transcendence there. Then I could just put another one down. It's like a fail-safe, I guess. This is greedy. This is greedy. I don't want to be greedy. I'm going.
Gripped now.
Oh, got a heal.
Good. Bill and Stabby next.
Yeah, I was a little bit greedy there to get that touch of death off.
My side getting gripped. Need to go fast.
Jump 3 times.
Jump 3 times. The
Wait.
words I love to hear.
Go.
Invoke Siwen, the white tiger
Go.
in 8.
So this is when I get to do all my damage.
Zirian and Artemel. Zirian and Artemel.
Diffuse magic in 8.
Cindy and England. Cindy and England.
So basically, I just get delayed. I just get delayed a platform basically when I get to do my damage, but it means my cooldowns aren't like necessarily all up for the perfect time in P3. It's not the end of the world, but it is what it is. Oh, P3, my beloved.
Side on red. Keep it clean now, okay? We've got all our reses. Just watch out for any random backups, even if you're not assigned, okay? Be ready.
Yes, boss.
Moving now. Range, get ready.
Storm, Earth, and Fire in 8.
First set of CC's done. Second set in 3, 2, 1, go. Good. Range, fan around to my ping. I want one placement on red, one on my ping. Wet blades now. Kicks. Range, one on my ping, one on red. Don't pick up. Don't get knocked into middle keeper. Good, get ready to pick up. And dodge.
Dodge.
I will not count down here. We're going to go down.
Dodge.
Or a timer.
So I don't go down. It's why I jumped out to place my Transcendence. So I ain't dealing with that. I'm a monk. And now this is when I have all my cooldowns up. Oh, I did not see those orbs, by the way. I'm lucky I didn't get hit by those, I'll be honest.
And Fire in 8.
Jump 3 times.
First set of CC now. Second is done. Sorry, second in 3, 2, 1. Everyone go to blue. If you get shackles, go to skull.
Fortifying Brew in
Mage's
8.
mass barrier on skull. Everyone else in the AMZ, defensive, defensive, defensive.
Storm, Earth, and Fire in 8.
Guys, a time spiral. And rotate and kick. Dodge.
Oh, it's so messy.
Portals coming now. One on red and one on my ping. Range getting near to my ping. Try and life grip a melee onto red. Yep, the ping. Good, 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 good. Dodge. Get ready to pick up.
Diffuse magic
Dodge.
in 8.
Fucking kill the boss. Fucking kill the boss.
Kill the boss. Hey, nice.
Best kill, yeah. Well done.
That was that was really clean. That's what I mean when I say like Antrak can be like either really clean or simple mistakes. Like, because we've done this boss so many times, like it can just be perfect, but sometimes it can just be like simple mistakes. Not bad. Could have been better, to be honest. It's all about that spinning crane kick damage in P2. I like got really good procs on spinning crane kick for P3, but because I lose the platform, it really does matter. We have a look at the log anyway. But you see how much Thunderlord's Crackling Citron does, right? Like, the amount of damage I would have done, extra damage I did just to Antrak, it does make a difference. GG, thank you. Will you play Conduit Celestial or Shadowpan and M+ next season? Both. I'll be playing both. Like they're both like the current. Hold on. The current like simulations are so close together. If it stays how it is, they're gonna be like super competitive. Like they're literally within like 5,000 damage of each other, which is like kind of insane, right? I'd say Conduit's gonna be harder to pilot. Like in my opinion, I think that Shadowpan will be easier to do in dungeons, and you'll be able to do more consistent damage across the dungeon. And I think Celestial Conduit will be like the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, right? So you'll either get like your best damage keys from a Conduit because everything just lines up perfectly, you play it amazingly. But also if you like mess up quite a fair bit, like you're so much more punished in Conduit. But I'm gonna play both. I think it's gonna depend on the dungeon, which is interesting. A few dungeons I think are better for Shadowpan than Conduit. Like Conduit I think can be iffy in some dungeons. But it's also going to depend on keystone timers, right? I think in a lower key, Shadowpan's probably better because Conduit's all about burst, and if you just kill stuff too quickly, then there's just no point. So yeah, it's going to vary dungeon to dungeon, which is cool, right? I like that. Any stat difference? The only main difference is that Conduit's probably going to be a bit better with more mastery, and Shadowpan's going to be a bit better with more haste. But haste mastery is still the two best secondary stats. yeah. So Haste Master, it's going to be a Haste Mastery tier, but Conduit's going to be a little bit better with like Mastery number 1, and Shadowpan will be a bit better with Haste number 1. Oh god, it's time. Alright, so for anyone that still wants to stick around and watch me play Demon Hunter for an hour or so, you're more than welcome. It's not Windwalker content, I know. But, yeah, it can be funny. Maybe not as funny as last time, because last time I sucked. But this time I'm really good. He says, hopefully. I've been playing it a bit more, so the idea is to no longer be competing for tank damage and actually get melee damage. But we are now currently what we called Demon Hunter POV. Yep. Oh boy. But if you still want to watch and ask Windwalker questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Please don't ask me Demon Hunter questions. I have no Scooby-Dooby-Doo what I'm doing.
Just let us know.
Like,
But
genuinely.
We're trying to, like, do it based on who people said they wanted to play with, and we're just trying to.
Archmel, speak up, bro. Speak up, bro.
I'm not happy.
Yo,
I'm not happy.
I got this Mikey guy who don't kick anything, like, bro.
I got this Evoker who just doesn't heal me for like 15 seconds. You know, it's kind of wild.
Oh, I got my Mythic Plus group.
Vendro,
I got
already.
the priest.
Yeah.
That's sweet, dude. That means I get PIs in my dungeons. Hopefully.
No, is the reason I'm not there is because I can't play from the morning, or? Yeah, you could just Yeah, I said this, you dingus. Like, if everyone's ready to go at the morning, I'll take the day off. Idiot.
Bro, of course everyone's ready to go.
We might
Oh
start
god.
The dude is not locked in, bro.
What is going on in this chat?
Go for raid earlier than Echo, like, that's
I
possible.
think I have enough potions. I need healing potions.
So I get to choose, basically.
I have enough weapons.
Oh, AJ is
Thank
fucking
God AJ's group is full. Holy shit.
Our group is full as well, don't worry about that.
I'm gonna keep these bars on at the bottom. I do actually know my key bindings, don't worry, but it's just just in case I might forget here and there. But I have played a fair bit of Demon Hunter. I've been seshing this character the past like week and a bit.
You gotta do more than time DPS to be able to talk, I'm just saying. Like, come talk to me when you do more enchantment with DPS.
Bro, can we relax?
At least his class hasn't been absolutely taken out back.
Is the stream okay? I'm getting like an error on my OBS saying the stream is not doing great. I don't really know what that's about. I'm gonna choose to ignore it unless someone tells me that it's absolutely losing its mind. If it's not, then don't worry about it. But I just got an error.
Don't put AJ.
Amazing. Always wanted to play a class which can handle messy lower keys without proper team communication. Yeah, Shadowpan's fine. I'd probably play Shadowpan at lower keys because it's like consistent damage and you're not like relying on like ads having a lot of health. Like, because they're gonna have a lot lower health at lower keystones now. There's a nice T-Mog for fists and knives in Dornigal now. Oh yeah? Is it better than my Demon Hunter onesie? Can it compete with this? This is a Mog.
No, I mean, the bold
I do look on the trading post from time to time. I like the Lunar Revel set. I thought that could kind of go well for Windwalker or Monk in general. But I'm pretty happy with like the tiers, like the anniversary tier. I'm probably gonna wear that like forever because it's really cool. They actually gave us a really good Mog.
Never.
Hmm. Yeah, sorry if the stream's quality's gone down. I'm trying to look into it. Like, it doesn't tell me what's wrong with it. It literally just says, "Oh yeah, by the way, poor stream video quality." But I'm looking at my OBS, and that all seems to be going well. So maybe it's on the YouTube side. I'm not dropping any frames on my side. My bit rate's all the exact same as it always is. 60 out of 60 FPS. I think it's on YouTube side or my internet, but I'm not having internet problems, so I'm just gonna set to YouTube side. So if there are issues right now, I apologize. But I don't think there's anything I can do on my end. I've never had this issue before. I've just got this massive yellow thing across my OBS that says error. Poor conditions for streaming. Like, what do you mean? What do you want me to do about it? I should probably fly to this dungeon. Alright, so the goal is to actually get good on the meters this time. Last time I was like 628 with like awful gear. I played this a lot. I've done too many Mythic Pluses. But I really need to practice Demon Hunter anyway to play it decently in next tier for splits. So I did need the practice. The only issue is trying to get into any groups on a Demon Hunter that has no score. So I had to play a lot of tank. Oh, well, there you are, guys. We'll finish the stream after the full bosses, so everybody gets to go off on Sunday a bit earlier. That's kind of nice. That's kind of chilling. First full bosses will be chill, so I'm literally just focusing on damage right now. I'm gonna try pass. You can. Tend to really piss, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it, but you can tend to, like, genuinely piss. You definitely can do them. But I'm not going to say it out loud. Operation Floodgates. But yeah, I think people should do PTR keys anyway. But 10s are, like, really, really easy right now. Except for Cinderbrew Meadery, which I've been through. Absolutely sucks. Horrendous. Overtuned. Been it. Why is my name in bold on the... Oh, okay. It does make... Oh, team leader! Oh, God! What, is this because I'm on the PTR all the time? Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, makes sense. Yeah, alright, fair. Like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I've done a lot of Operation Floodgate like 15 times, easily. But I've done, like, Cinderbrew, like, once or twice, and I think it's busted. And if we get that key, we are, like, switching it ASAP. And there's something wrong with that dungeon. Actually something wrong with that dungeon. Were you there for that last boss is insane. When absolutely insane. Alright. Time to pass. Time to pass. I know what I'm doing. I'm not even capping. Wait, why am I not on the meters? I am the meters. No, I have my wrong trinket bound. Oh no. I'm not as prepared as I thought I was. And I've got a bloody soak. That is not fun. Oh! Oh my god, I'm not saying I almost got pulled in there, but as long as I can still see myself on the meters, I'm happy. I thought I'd be doing better than this though. Oh no, this is so disappointing. It's not over till I say it's over. The issue I have on Olgrax is finding the right time to backflip. You know what I mean? Like, backflipping on this boss is like, feels like a death sentence. I'm just gonna backflip into some webs, am I? Like, probably not. I am popping cooldowns here really quickly, because obviously this boss is a single target boss, and I'll... like, I can low-key explain why I'm doing things on this boss. Oh! And I don't think I really want to pad too much in these ads if I'm going for a pass, which I am trying to do. I'm trying to like show that I'm trying to show my guild that I'm not an awful demon hunter, because for the past few weeks I've been playing so badly, guys. We'll say it's a gear issue, right? But oh my, hello, why is this ad on me? I'm nether walking. Oh my god, this other demon hunter's going insane on these ads. Sicko mode. Where do I dash here? Where do I dash here? I hate this boss and his stupid webs. I need to climb the meters real quick. The logs are actually wrong. I shouldn't be 10th right now. There's something seriously wrong. I came in so confident today. I was genuinely thought I was going to do, like, really good damage. Oh my god, maybe it's just a me issue. Oh, yikes, 10. Oh no. That's so bad. Got for my Demon Hunter and Monk today and fancy green team mog set. Oh, you have a Demon Hunter as well? Oh, so you actually you actually understand what's going on. You probably understand more about what's going on right now than I do. Because in my head, I thought I'll gear this Demon Hunter up this week and I'll show off my progress on stream, and I'm still 10th damage. I don't really know what to say about that. It's kind of bad. Like, because my gear's not bad, right? Obviously, I don't have like good trinkets. I think Void Reaper's alright for Demon Hunter, but you probably want Mandate, right? And I'm using Sikrin's Endless Arsenal, which is a trinket of all time. I don't know though, my level's alright, so it's just me. I can't play this. Remember that time when I was doing damage on Antrak as Monk? Yeah, good times, right? I don't know what's going on with my stream as well. The massive thing that says poor stream is gone though. It just says that my audio bitrate sucks, but I haven't done anything. It's wrong. It doesn't know what it's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Yo, Spooks, welcome. You missed the Monk stream, but you can watch me suffer on Demon Hunter if you like. Do not fear, Spooks is here. Do not fear, Demon Hunter POVs here. In fact, do fear. It's not great. I don't even want to bring up the log. I really don't. But I will. Alright. Wait, this isn't right. Oh, it's here. Alright then. Purple, right, I imagine. Oh! Okay, no. I got purple for eye level. No, okay, no. This is progress. This is genuinely progress. I thought it was going to be like a blue. We are... It's not as bad as I thought. He's cooking on the Demon Hunter. Oh, God. It's because all these dirty padders were padding on the ads. It made me look... Oh. Alright. We're going for an orange one then on this. Yeah, Spooks, you just missed the majority of the stream, unfortunately. We're only going to do the last 4 bosses. But glad you can make it anyway. We basically did a whole run-through of the normal raid on Windwalker. It went alright, actually. We one-shot pretty much everything except for Ansarak, which we were on for a little bit of time. And we're just planning everything for Season 2, basically, as a guild at this point. God, there's going to be a lot of WoW. Alright. Orange passing, Bloodbound Horror, Demon Hunter, first time. Yo, he's at the top of the meters. It's only temporary, but... Do I hold I-beam here? No, I don't think I do. This Discord's so toxic. That's another job. Oh my god. I don't really have AoE for this. Maybe you were meant to save I-beam. I don't really know. So I'm a little bit like out of my depth now on these ads. Okay, these ads are staying up a bit longer than I wanted. That's good. Guys, I'm actually fucking pumping this meter. Like, unironically. Why is it telling me my monk cooldown? This is so scuffed. Why is my Demon Hunter stream always so scuffed? Invoke Zuin. Yeah, right. I'll find that ability. Hold on. Oh. I think maybe if I popped I-beam earlier there, the boss dropped too fast for me to work on, but like, that's going to be good. I almost actually did really well on that. I think I misplayed a little bit on just the very end there. I think I could have done way better if I met it early and then I-beamed. I was trying to like... What I was trying to do is I was trying to like do the build up for you, like usually like when you're in your meta, you like build up everything to the I-beam. I should have just started off with a straight I-beam just to get all the damage out. I was doing the ramp up. But yeah, live and learn. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's actually decent damage. I am no longer a laughing stock. Twisting on the floor in agony. My tooth has its nerves popped out the top because it's... Oh my god, that sucks, dude. Have you got plans to see a dentist? That seems like a dentist job, right? Ouch. I've had a bit of toothache recently as well, actually. Not quite that though, but yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, it is always the next day, isn't it? Take a bunch of paracetamol. Oh, morphine. Okay, morphine's even better. Yeah, yeah, take morphine. That'll sort that out. Well, paracetamol, nah. Give me the good stuff. Oh, I want to bring up the log for that. Not that I want to show off or anything, but yeah, it's gonna be a. Oh, it was worse. No, wait, 92. We're clapping. We're moving up in the world. 639 meet 636. Yeah, I'm kind of good at this game. See, this is what happens when I start doing. I get cocky. No, I'm too cocky. I need to be put back in my place. I need to start like getting greens again. Mr. Ramsey up in this. Oh. I think Sikrim will be pretty chill. I'll be able to do well on that one. I think Rashanan, I don't think I've played enough, like, with good gear to know when to time cooldowns to, like, pad on Rashanan. Sounds bad, right? But, like, really, if you want to log in any fight, you need to know when the best time to pad is. Like, it just is what it is. Like, it's... like, if you play Monk, right, you need to know, like, okay, when's the best time to pad if you want to get a log. It's the same for every spec. When is your pad window? I feel like you want I-beam for every ad set. Like, you'd have to. But the difference between, like, difference between playing Windwalker and Demon Hunter is I do a lot of research into Windwalker, right? And I spend a lot of time, like, prepping how I'm gonna do things on the PCR, looking into how, like, other people do bosses to try and min-max it. The Demon Hunter is the complete opposite, right? I've looked at, like, nothing. I'll have copied, like, one build, like, for each boss off Warcraft logs. And then I'll just try to learn it all myself, which is kind of like a difference because on Windwalker I spend so much time prepping and stuff. Like it's a lot of work. Whereas on this, it's kind of nice. It's kind of like freeing to just trial and error stuff. Obviously, I'll have to trial and error a little bit less when it comes to actual next tier when we need to be killing heroic bosses on splits in a certain amount of time, right? But right now it's kind of fun, just learning it, getting a feel for it. Without having to follow too many guides. I'm not like obviously I've looked at like rotation guides and stuff. I'm not an idiot. Like I'm not just gonna play the class and like be like, this ability feels like it's the best one to pop first. But like freeballing bosses and stuff feels nice. Like actual learning it. It's kind of nice. Is that an excuse for why I suck? Yeah, sure, sure. I also love this mog. It looks so awful. I went to a key the other day and some guy called me hideous. He like I joined a group and he spawned in and he said, "Demon Hunter, you are ugly." And I was like, I was just laughing to myself for like a minute because he's not wrong. I was just running around in this onesie. I don't have any mogs though, because obviously this is a spec I don't play. I have like the anniversary event mog, but low-key it's kind of disgusting. I don't like it. It's like really yellow and bulky. So I just put on a onesie because I'm not really a mod collector. Chef POV cooking on that Misa. Oh, I need some trinkets. I need better trinkets. But otherwise I'm not, yeah. A couple more pieces of items and this character's pretty much complete. Keep aggro on poor little bro. Don't get the mechanic. Don't have a repeat of the Windwalker one. I'll scream. Oh my! I'm actually gonna scream again. They're just trying to destroy my passes. They actually are. Blizzard know what they're doing today. What the hell is this Discord chat? Encountered a walrus. Ow. Oh, Wrexham. I've still got monk cooldowns on. Ignore those. I'm not Tiger's Lusting in 8. I mean, I can try, but I promise you it's not going to work. What is this story? I'm fully in depth in this story. I'm living this story right now. Oh, 10's not great. Are we coming back to Earth? Is reality hitting us? That doesn't look like a Windwalker. I know, Porco. It's because we're at the end of the stream. So usually what we do when we do farming runs is we'll do, because we have 3 sets of characters, right? Because we want to do splits for next season to obviously put gear on our best ones. We'll do run 1, which is the Windwalker, my character, and then you'll do a bit of what run 3, which is the Demon Hunter, like your least prominent character. Then the next reset, the next raid night you'll do run 2, which is the other monk I have, and then you'll finish with N3 again, which is the Demon Hunter, because you're trying to get like all of these characters geared and stuff. So at the moment, my Demon Hunter is the only character that's not geared, so I actually do need to raid on it. But that's the reason why it's not Windwalker POV right now. It was Windwalker POV about half an hour ago for like the first 2 hours of the stream. You can jump back if you want. But yeah, after this boss, the stream will be over anyway, guys. A bit of a short one tonight. But the raid ones usually are at the moment, because we're trying to not like burn ourselves out just before the new tier, because that would be a little bit crazy. And it's right around the corner, isn't it? Like literally a week and a half. Like, and then suddenly it's full on. I guess the first week isn't like properly full on, is it? But even then, you got to start putting prep in. Maybe you have some good gear and Mythic Zeros. I don't know. Probably not, right? But you might do. Maybe some delves. You got to like prep everything for the next week. How'd I do on that boss? Oh god, how did I do on that boss? Oh my god, having an actual fit. Oh, you know, we're getting purple logs now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Who gripped me? No. Okay, Rasher build. What? All these builds for Demon Hunter are like literally the same as well, by the way. Single target and AoE are like practically the exact same builds. I think Demon Hunter's looking good next season, though. I've heard good things. I've heard it's extremely bugged, though, at the moment. Like, genuinely, like, super bugged. But, like, in a good way. It's so bugged that it's doing, like, insane damage. Your name is Gary. Oh, no. So I have nothing for these ads here. I've still got Windwalker. It's just a recurring theme. I don't turn my brain on when I'm playing Demon Hunter. I'm too busy focusing on actually pressing the correct buttons. Oh, I do like Netherwalk though. Netherwalk kinda lissy. No! Oh, oh, I messed up so bad and then it got even worse. That actually went from bad to worse. I fell off the meters a little bit, but it's okay. At least the boss is dead. And I got no loot that I needed. I actually kind of do need this back. Let me see what the other Demon Hunters are wearing, just to check. I'm pretty sure it's Biss, though. Oh, no, but I have a crafted back. I have a crafted back. It's fine. Oh, no, it's blue. Hide that. Hide my shame. Alright, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to the stream today. Sorry it was a bit on the shorter end, but we are, like, kind of gearing up into getting into Season 2 now. I think I'm going to do one more PTR stream before Season 2. I'm just not sure when it's going to be, because I'm not sure if they're finishing PTR on Tuesday or if it's carrying on to the next week. I need to double check. But if they are ending it on, like, Tuesday, I will do the last one on Tuesday. Just get a bit more practice on some of the dungeons I haven't done. And just do, like, one final PCR stream. That'd be cool. Otherwise, then, probably won't do any more streams until the next season drops. I'll be focusing on making my video instead, my guide video, because that's going to take a hell of a lot of time. So I'll be putting a lot of work into that next week and the next week after that. And then it'll be Stream City. So you get 1 week break from me, pretty much. Lucky you. But yeah, thank you for sticking around till the end. I appreciate it. And I will hopefully catch you next time. Peace out, my dudes.